Good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. The Seattle Sports application, and of course, 97.3 HD2, YouTube, podcast platforms, all of it. It's a Football Friday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It's a formal Friday for no good reason other than that I like to say application on Friday mornings. And maybe we should start doing the HTTPS://
I don't think so.
seattlesports.com. What do you think? No?
I'm going to say
/
no.
home or something to really formalize the formal Friday? No. It's an NFC Championship game Friday, I can tell you that. It seems to be a blue Friday. I see all sorts of people out in the newsroom wearing their Seahawks gear today. So everybody is ready. The city is alive. I got to tell you, most excited I've been for a football game in years. Which makes sense, right? This is the biggest football game we've seen here in Seattle in 12 years. So, yeah, of course, this is the most excited I've been.
I honestly think it might be the biggest game in general. Like, I think this might be better than the Super Bowl.
Explain.
I just think matchup-wise, it's probably going to end up being the better game.
I thought you meant, like, bigger than the Super Bowl in general. Got it. Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Like, it feels like this is the dragon to slay, whereas the Patriots or Broncos are, a team in the AFC that have kind of, I don't know. The AFC doesn't feel like it's got that level of juice this year. So, yeah, I agree with that, Maura, for sure. This feels like the one big test that's been lurking out there all season long for you. So, yeah, most excited I've been for a football game in years. Not a huge surprise. I think you're right. I think these are the two best teams in the league. I love how many just as a radio host, I can't help it. I love how many storylines there are leading into this game. Did you know, and I'm glad you brought up sort of the excitement of this over the Super Bowl. Do you know the Seahawks have won every single rematch game they've played since Mike McDonald was hired 2 years ago? They are 7-0. After the first game they play against a team in a year, they are 7-0. Meaning last year they won all three rematches against the NFC West teams. This year they won all three rematches against the NFC West teams, and then they beat the Niners last week. Beat the Rams again this week. You're 8-0 in rematches. Now, I know that I've said, that stat doesn't mean a whole lot. And with some stats, it's true. What Brock Purdy did against the Seahawks 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago is not particularly interesting to me, especially after Mike McDonald took over the program. And the fact that they are 7-0 in those situations does not mean the Seahawks are going to win this weekend. But I think what you can take from it is not that, Brock Purdy feels comfortable in in this building or some stupidity like that. It's that Mike McDonald seems to be able to adjust to what's happened in the past and fix it and make it better and be better the second time around once his eyes have seen it and change up what he does. It fits with this idea that Mike McDonald's really smart, which I don't think anyone is having any trouble believing. So I love the rematch element of it. Third time these two teams are going to play. They're 1-1. So many of those things are very similar, right? All the stats from those games, very similar. And now you get an opportunity to see it for a third time. So that's an awesome storyline heading into this. And yes, the Mike McDonald versus Sean McVay, they may not treat it that way. I don't think either of them tries to view it as mano-a-mano, one-on-one matchup. But it's amazing theater. It really is. The similarities and differences between them. The world in general needs rivalries. Red Sox, Yankees, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Auburn, Lakers, Celtics. Like all of those great rivalries are awesome. I also like when they're personal, when they aren't just traditional rivalries that are, through geography and history and fan base, but sometimes they just rise up naturally. Magic and Bird. Brady and Manning. Sorry. I was trying to think of whether there was a good one. Does LeBron have like a personal natural rival? Not really. It's kind of weird. Steph, I guess, but it doesn't really feel like that.
I think so, no.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever really felt that. It's almost like LeBron against himself some days. But I love it when those things develop naturally. Two guys taking, the Marino Montana thing was supposed to be that way years ago, but then Marino never made it back, and it just never really worked out. Marino Kelly, kind of. But I do like those personal rivalries. And yeah, I think Mike McDonald versus Sean McVay in this division, if they keep getting after each other the way they have, two incredibly smart young dudes, love it. Yeah, maybe it's Durant. Maybe it's Kobe and Durant, or LeBron and Durant. Third thing that I just love heading into this, again, storylines, is this defense. It is just so good. And as much as we talk about how good the defense is, it's still not enough. It's still not enough. They're that good. Defensive line is that good. The addition of Nick Eamon-Wari and what he's able to do to allow them to play some of these different personnel groupings is that good. Cornerbacks are good. Linebackers are good. Everything, the scheme obviously is so good. I just feel incredibly confident in this defense. That's not to say they're not going to give up some yards or points to a very good LA offense, and Sean McVay is a smart guy. It's not going to be the 3 or 6 points that they've given up in their last 2 games against the Niners. The Rams are better. They're just a better team. So I'm not looking at it and expecting that same level of result. But how good is this defense, and can they show it again on the biggest stage, or I guess in this case the second biggest stage, but against their biggest test of the year? I just love it. I love that element of it. I love getting the opportunity to see them, just go out there and prove it to everybody who's not paid any attention. Who was it? Kevin Burkhardt yesterday saying Leonard Williams is like barely talked about. How is that even possible? Guy might be the best defensive lineman in the league. He's certainly on the list. Byron Murphy doesn't even get honors. You kidding me? Like the year that guy's had? We're going to go through.
The Texans and Broncos each had a Defensive Player of the Year nominee, and the Seahawks did not.
Save it. Just save it. All of it. Just save it. So any opportunity to watch this defense is incredible. Here's the thing. I know we did that yesterday. Here's the thing, though. The one person who seems to be able to figure them out is Matt Stafford, or maybe it's Sean McVay. I don't know which it is, but I think it's Stafford, but maybe it's McVay. Regardless, the Rams seem to be like the one team that can handle this. Taron Armstead was on with Rich Eisen this week, basically said exactly that.
The Rams are the only team in the NFC that can beat the Seahawks.
Why do you feel that way?
The way that the Seahawks are built, the way that this roster has been constructed, that defense is dominant. They are relentless. They fly around. They have just weapons. And Rams match up perfectly because they have weapons in the same spot across the ball. So the corners that they got in Seattle, the receivers they got in with the Rams. Same for Matt Stafford. In the MVP season he's put together, he's the guy that can go toe-to-toe with this defense.
Yeah, so, that element of it, of seeing this defense slay its last dragon is just, obviously enticing. Last 2 things for me. One, Kevin Burkhardt yesterday pointed to special teams, and we'll play you that interview coming up in 20 minutes. He's awesome. I think that could actually be the edge. If the offense and defenses kind of cancel out, does this turn out to be a special teams game?
I think we've seen it can be a factor, but I don't know if I would call it the edge.
So I would agree with you, Maura. That was going to be my answer. I think we saw that last week with the opening kickoff. It's going to surprise me if the special teams isn't ready to go for the I feel like that neutralizes. I think it's going to be turnovers and running game, man, as it so often is in these playoff games. And then I honestly do believe that Sam is going to have a big weekend. I think this is going to be him. I think Sam is going to step up into it. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. I think that the confidence of getting it done last week, having now won a few of these games in a row, beaten the Rams, beaten the Niners twice, I think Sam's confidence got to be pretty high. And if he keep the ball out of harm's way, I do think he'll rip a couple of big ones. I do. And there'll be some frustrating moments. I'm aware. He's going to take a sack that's going to annoy me. He's going to throw a ball in harm's way. It happens. But I just have a really good sense that this is the week he rips it. And they're going to need him to, because they're going to have to score a few more points than they have needed to the last couple of weeks. So who's excited? Anybody? Anybody pumped? I got a request for game day Rawls. No, it's not. It's not game day. Game day Rawls for midweek games. This is a Sunday game. You can't get a game day Rawls. Go play for yourself on Sunday. But I'm not going to play it today. It's not game day.
Rules are rules.
Rules are rules. And Rawls is Rawls, quite frankly, more. We'll come right back with everything you need to know. Awesome honor for one Mariner player. Actually, for 5 of them. You'll find out what that is and a whole lot more next.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
The team that got rid of Pete Carroll, let Geno go, DK is out of here, lots of moving parts, are playing to go to the Super Bowl. No one thought this was going down like this. I didn't see this happening for this ball club. It's been the best transition in the league in the past couple of years. No other team has made the major moves that this team has made and gotten to this point.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Here at Big Trees, we are honored to have performed work for our local professional sports teams, local colleges, numerous commercial sites, and dozens of cities, including Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue. While we certainly serve homeowners, Big Trees helps business owners too. Reach out to the experts at bigtreesupply.com.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
Holy catfish!
Sunday, kickoff at 3:30.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. I'm sure by now you've heard interviews with a whole lot of people who took the First Mark Challenge and saved so much money on their insurance and got better coverage. We call them First Mark victories. Well, I too took the First Mark Challenge and am thrilled to say that First Mark is saving my family thousands. Now that's what I call a victory. Before we got married, my husband had been with the same agent for so long, I think we just assumed that they were working hard to get us the best coverage and save us money, but it wasn't the case. And we only knew that by taking the First Mark Challenge. First Mark works for you, not the insurance carriers. First Mark will fully analyze your current coverage, making sure you're not overpaying for the wrong coverage, which could leave you at risk for financial loss. Then they carefully search the market, dozens of major carriers to find you the best fit. And that's it. First Mark Insurance has helped thousands of families successfully manage the complicated world of insurance and save them thousands, my family included. Be the next First Mark Challenge victory. Take the First Mark Challenge now. It's free. Go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance. They work for you.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, a couple days away from game day. I got to be honest, not loving the injury report. Once again, all three left tackles, complete non-participants in practice. In fact, really the only changes from the day before were the non-injured vets who were just getting the day off, and also Chenna Nwosu returned to practice. But other than that, everybody was still out. So not panicking, right? I just would really like to see at least one of those three guys go. This was Mike McDonald, though, who had a much more optimistic view.
Yeah, Charles is good. You know, we'll see how today goes, but we're optimistic for the game, but just working through his foot.
Okay, well, they're working through it. He didn't practice, so he must have worked through it during practice. Sam Darnold, again, I don't feel too much worry there.
He feels better than he did going into the game, and he showed that he could throw that, and so you'd like him to get some throws before Sunday.
All right, well, hopefully at least a couple of those. And then, again, the other two backup tackles, Amari Kite and Josh Jones.
Yeah, Amari, knee from the game, but it's not, I mean, kind of go day by day right now on how it's going. Him and Josh, for that matter. It's just how it goes going into Sunday.
Yeah, again, not panicking. I'm sure at least one of those guys is going to be healthy. You sure would like to see at least two of them out there, just given the challenges. We always say you can sustain injuries, and the depth on this team, well, they've certainly proven that, but multiple injuries at the same position, that's when you start to, have yourself a problem, and certainly a position of the importance of left tackle with Jared Verse on the other side. That's a big deal. On the other matchup with the Rams offense against this Seahawks defense, one big difference from the last time, Devontae Adams going to be able to go, and he thinks that's going to be a big deal.
It crushed me. Anytime if I'm in the game and I can't affect it, or, if I'm not able to play in the game at all, it's just that helplessness, that type of feeling is not a good feeling as a receiver, especially one that has been relied on a lot, in the past to be able to put things together and ultimately get you where you want to be as a team. So just watching, it was tough, especially in the red zone, seeing us, kind of struggle the first couple drives there, getting points, and knowing what I've been able to do, just feeling like I could have changed that. So it's a great team, and obviously we did a great job on offense and put up some unbelievable numbers and all of that. But just, my presence out there, I always feel like I can help, whether it's making a play or just affecting coverage or whatever it is. So it's exciting to be able to get another crack at it.
It'll absolutely matter. Will it change the result? I don't know. That seems a little hard, but who the heck knows? I mean, he is a good red zone player and a good player in general. Anyway, we're set. Championship weekend, couple of trips to the Super Bowl on the line. New England's at Denver at noon. That's kind of the warm-up game this weekend. Seahawks host the Rams at 3:30 in the main event.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
This is a long time coming, but congratulations to John Schneider. He has finally been named Executive of the Year by the Pro Football Writers. That seems to be the recognized Executive of the Year award. Very fortunate for John. No one drafted Andrew Luck first overall this year. Now, what he's done is incredible. He deserves every ounce of this. Mike McDonald asked about him yesterday and had a better answer than he gave us a couple weeks ago.
I think, and I've talked about this at length before, but to me, it's like the leadership is probably needs to get talked about more with him on how he operates daily, and and how he treats everybody in the environment that we've been able to create around here is just, I think that's helped our development of our people. That's helped guys take the next steps in their career. And you can kind of go down the list of coaches, personnel, players that have taken another step in their career. And if you kind of trace it all the way back, it's like, well, John's got a lot of responsibility in that. So, and I'm sure if he was standing right here, he'd be the first to thank all of our personnel staff, just everybody being bought in the same thing. And that's what type of guy he is. So yeah, I'm really happy he won. He deserves it.
Also, conviction. Took him about 17 seconds to get there. But conviction is another big reason why John Schneider deserves this award. Another NFL job opening has been filled. This one should be good news for the Seahawks and anyone who wants Clint Kubiak to stick around another year. The Ravens yesterday hired Chargers defense coordinator Jesse Minter to fill John Harbaugh's spot. He coached there under John, also took over for Mike McDonald at Michigan under Jim, who, of course, had then hired him in L.A. Meanwhile, Jim hires Mike McDaniel, but Mike McDaniel, even as the offensive coordinator, is still interviewing for head coaching jobs. So he's going to interview in Buffalo, but if he doesn't get the job, then he will stay as the offensive coordinator in L.A. You get all that? Hopefully. Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Vegas, and Arizona are the remaining jobs. 3 of them are train wrecks. So that's kind of where we're at.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Did you get to watch any of the MLB.com top 100 players? Came out on MLB Network over the last couple of days. The Mariners have 5 players on it. 5. That's only the Dodgers and Yankees had more. So Mariners, I think, tied for third with 5 players on the top 100 list. Logan Gilbert, 72. Josh Naylor, 70. Brian Wu, 44. How about that? Julio, 16, which is Julio 16? That's a pretty high number. I love it. And then Cal Raleigh, number 4. Number 4 overall in the league. Pretty incredible. Hit 60 home runs last year. It's just an amazing number. And he was asked about that one, that number 60 on the Hot Stove Show last week.
They were all great in their own right. To me, I think, 60 was really cool just because of, obviously the night of getting to clinch the division for the first time in 20-something years. And, throw on top of that just the even number of 60. And, I didn't even, think that was possible. So, obviously that all speaks for itself. But I think, with that night and, with the fans and it being, full house and winning division was a special night for us.
Pretty cool, man. You could probably make a case that Andres Munoz belonged in that top 100 list as well, which would have given them 6. It was not long ago we were begging for stars, for difference makers. The Mariners have 2 in the top 16. That's a star. Cal moved from number 59 to number 4 in 1 year. That's an insane jump. Pretty cool. Spring training less than a month away, just like a couple weeks away. Pretty crazy also. Kraken yesterday, in case you didn't hear, in case you weren't one of the dozens of people that got in touch with me to let me know, Jacob Melanson, my guy, called back up. He's up in place of unfortunately injured winger or center Ben Myers. They will play against Anaheim at home tonight. That's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Yes, get me a little Melanson back in there. Make the Kraken a little bit more fun to watch. Watch him go hit everything that moves. I'm into it. I'm here for it. Love a lot of that. Okay, we'll talk more about John Schneider over the course of the morning. G. Scott is going to be in a little early at 7:30 today. There's a good reason why, but G will join us at 7:30. So, gird your loins. Prepare for that a little bit earlier than expected. At 8, not quite 8:30, a few minutes after, I think it's going to be like 8:40-ish. Erin Andrews on the show. I don't think we've ever had Erin Andrews on the show either.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, she's great. I mean, I remember meeting her years and years ago when she was doing a lot of baseball coverage during like the early, 2004, it must have been 2007, 2008, right around there where I was covering the Red Sox. And I remember meeting her a couple times. And she's just she's a dynamic person. Big fan of Erin Andrews. Obviously, she's got the most famous walk-off interview in the history of Seattle sports. So we will chat with her about, and she'll be on the sideline again on Sunday afternoon on the Seahawks sideline. So we got a lot to do with Erin Andrews at 8:40. That'll be fun. And then open phone lines later. Should be a pretty good day. All right. You guys want to hear some Kevin Burkhardt? Dude's awesome. He is so good. Like, he's going to call the game again on Sunday. He has risen to such a great level. He's one of my favorite people in sports media. You'll hear it next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob.
You couldn't ask for a better game.
Every afternoon at 2.
I'm out of words. I don't know what to say about the defense. Brilliant, dominant, suffocating, mean, fast, physical. What you're watching when you see Leonard Williams. Purdy is incredibly elusive. And to see a guy that big track him down, I don't know. I don't think we'll ever appreciate how fast Big Cat is because he's so big. It doesn't look like he's moving that fast. But he is.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. When I first met with Trajan Wealth, I love what I got. Straight talk. Not a sales pitch, straight talk. I left the meeting feeling empowered. They're fiduciaries, so their advice is built around what's best for you. I saw the difference, and so will you. Trajan Wealth specializes in retirement strategies for families with $500,000 or more, and they understand that no two retirement plans are the same. They offer guidance on a variety of financial objectives, including ways to earn higher potential returns and tax concerns as well. Let Trajan Wealth help you develop a plan that is going to meet your specific financial goals. Start by calling Trajan Wealth today, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Or go to TrajanWealth.com. That's TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Toyota of Kirkland is celebrating the new year with an inventory sale down on all remaining 2025 inventory. Start the new year with a new car at a great price at Toyota of Kirkland. 2025 RAV4s, Tacomas, Corollas, and more. Visit the incredible showroom and wonderful staff at Toyota of Kirkland to check out one of these 2025 models today. You can book a test drive and head home in that new car the very same day. It's an inventory sale down at Toyota of Kirkland. Visit them in person or shop online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
O'Brien. The Mariners fix you need during the offseason.
Fans are on their feet and listen to this.
The Uncruise Adventures Hot Stove, Tuesday nights at 7 on Seattle Sports.
Excite Fight Live MMA brings you a night of raw adrenaline and heart-pounding action. See the fiercest fighters go head-to-head at Muckleshoot Casino Resort at 7 p.m. on Saturday, January 31st. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours before they're gone at MuckleshootCasino.com. It's a fight night like you wouldn't believe. Don't miss live MMA Saturday, January 31st at Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We got Kevin Burkhardt. Let's just talk to him about it instead of making up these ridiculous scenarios. Kevin, good morning. Thank you so much for being with us today, and glad you're going to be in Seattle again this weekend. How cool is this?
Pretty great, guys. Good to be with you as always, and I love coming to Seattle. We haven't been there a lot, which I hate. So getting to spend the whole weekend there this past weekend was great, and I get another one. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait.
What was Saturday night like?
Great. We had our whole crew. I mean, the weather was about as good as you can imagine, had some family come up. We enjoyed the city a little bit, had a beautiful walk in the morning for the game. I mean, you couldn't really do it any better. I mean, 50 degrees, the sun was out. It was awesome.
Okay, you're amongst friends, Kevin. My voice is struggling a little bit this morning.
Brock, I'm worried.
No, you persevere. It's not about me. It's about you. It's about the team, about everything else.
Stay away from Brock before this game. Just don't go near him if you can help it.
No, do not come in the booth to say hello at any cost.
I won't, Kevin. But you're amongst friends, so we can all be honest here. Shahid takes the opening kickoff back, and then they stop the fourth down, and then they go up 17-0. What were the thought bubbles popping out of your head and Tom's head in the booth?
Well, after the kickoff, I was like, holy, you know what? I mean, that was, the place was buzzing to begin with, and the top blew off. And then, the only mini wait yet is for the flag just to make sure. And you thought it was on San Francisco, but you got to wait for you totally lose your mind. Yeah. And that was like, wow. And then, then the 4th and 1 and that, the timeout controversy and they get stopped in 4th and 1. And it kind of felt like an avalanche. But, I give the 49ers credit. They kind of stabilized the game there. Like they found a way to hold the ball and get back in a little bit, kick a couple field goals, and then Seattle answered right away. So when it was 17-6, it was still a pretty big mountain to climb. But it was like, okay, well, they got back in. It was just too much. I mean, those are a couple of haymakers to start the game. I mean, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a playoff game with a 100-yard kickoff return, by Shahid. That set the tone, really. And I'm not sure that San Francisco had enough at the end of the day anyway, but that was going to be pretty hard to overcome.
What was the vibe, energy, noise level early in that game?
It was really up there. I mean, I wasn't there for the Beastquake, but I did do a couple of playoff games during the Legion of Boom era when they had some pretty big wins. I remember one of the loudest moments I can remember, at least for me personally, there was they were playing Carolina. Was this 13? I don't remember the year, but Cam Chancellor picked off Cam Newton and returned it like the length of the field, basically for an interception to seal the deal at the end. Like that was the game where a couple of our monitors fell in the booth. It was rocking so much. Like it was. So I would say this was up there. I mean, it just felt like everyone in Seattle was just ready for it. It's been a minute. Obviously the last time I was there was COVID. That doesn't even count. So it just felt like everyone was ready for it. They got rewarded, and now you got the big one coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, you think it can be bigger and louder on Sunday?
always there. I mean, nothing surprises me there. It's funny. Before we went on the air, obviously TV has played in all these places and been on the field in all these places. I said, I'm just going to warn you. When we go on the air, you're not going to hear anything I say. Like, because when you start, like when we're on camera, we don't have our headsets on. We have just our earpieces on. That's how we start the broadcast. And he just laughed. He's like, okay. I was like, just go with it, man. And we come on the air and you really cannot hear a damn thing. Like, until you put your headset on and you have like the cans that cover your ears, you have no chance. So I have no idea how quarterbacks talk in the huddle and are expected to get a play to their guys next to them when I can't even hear what my partner is saying, who's sitting literally right next to me. So, yeah, that's kind of the feel of it. It's great. There's nothing better.
Did my eyes deceive me, Kevin? Because I thought in pregame they had a shot of you and Tom on the field and EA walking around. I thought I saw a 3/4 zip in pregame, and then you come on live and there's no 3/4 zip sweater. Did my eyes deceive me in warm-ups, or did you take that thing off?
You're very detective work is very good, Brock. I will say, just so you know, like maybe this is spoiling the narrative, but it actually is a full zip sweater. It just looks like a 3/4 zip sweater, but I feel like maybe I'm ruining your vision of me, but it is a full zip.
Okay.
So much easier to take off. You don't have to take it over the head and rip stuff, off your ears. Like it's
mess up the hair.
But you know what? I thought, mess up the hair. I thought the weather was great. Like, so yeah, I mean, it was a little chillier on the field than in the booth. But when I got to the booth, I was just warm. I think like the adrenaline and everything. I didn't expect that in January. I didn't expect it to be.
KB, I don't miss it.
You are good.
See, I would have had a different take on that. I would have thought maybe you thought you needed to go a little higher end, since I think Tom was wearing an oversized tuxedo.
Listen, Tom's fashion is at the top of the food chain. I'm just trying to hang in there and be in the same stratosphere and be in the same lens. That's all.
Was that not an oversized tuxedo? I think we're going to talk to Tom on Tuesday.
No. Kevin, don't let him do that.
What
We have Jeff Saturday on yesterday. Jeff is great.
He
Salk
is.
doesn't tell any of these jokes about Peyton or A-Rod or these guys he has issues with. He has a filter. And now we're talking about Tom Brady. He's going to join us next week. And
I'm an unabashed Brady fan, though. I mean, the man is partly responsible for my marriage. Like, Brock, no one's ripping Tom Brady, but I think he was wearing an oversized tuxedo. It was just surprising to see during the broadcast. That's all.
He had on a hell of a trench coat that was pretty epic. And you know what? You could ask him, Salk, when you're banging on the door trying to get his autograph this week.
Let's see if I can make that happen. All right, so that's hilarious. You watch this. You watch the game on Saturday. Who jumps out when you watch? Get to see the Seahawks team in person. Who jumped out to you?
Well, look, there's a lot, right? And, we hadn't had them all year. Obviously, I had watched their games during the year, and I went back and watched a few more during the week just to get a feel. And, I think so many people defensively do. I just think every time I've watched them this year, two guys that have jumped out to me are Leonard Williams and DeMarcus Lawrence. And Leonard Williams never gets love, and it's probably just because he plays in the Pacific Northwest. Because, when he was Northeast with the Giants and Jets, the Jets, obviously, they traded him away. And the Giants, he was a good player. And for some reason, they traded him away. I still don't understand that. And he's been as good as anyone in the interior of a line in the NFL for the last few years and doesn't get any love. And he is in the middle of everything. And then I just think, like, DeMarcus Lawrence, I always loved him in Dallas. And he is just the perfect addition to that defensive line because they're just fierce and physical, and they're just throwing people out of the way. And that's what stands out. It's just like everything is so hard because they're so physical and they're so fast and they're so long. I could have picked a million guys, but to me, watching that game and just watching those guys just destroy every block, that was pretty sensational.
The voice, you heard it last Saturday night. You'll hear it Sunday night with the NFC title game, and our friends at Fox will have it, and it'll be fun to have Kurt and the whole crew pre and post, and you and Tom and EA and Mr. Rinaldi during the game. Let's peel it back here just a little bit, KB. Let's go back to the Fox seminar 2 years ago, and you guys on the NFL side get a chance to, I believe, kind of do like a teleconference, a video with almost all the head coaches in the NFL. It's kind of a tee up to the season or something along those lines. And I'm curious if you could compare your initial meeting of Mike McDonald in that kind of setting when via video, listening to him, taking him in, versus sitting down with him last week. Compare and contrast the rookie Mike McDonald to what you sat with on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to do from that setting because we're just watching, some of the coaches in a big group setting, and they're kind of giving us just a, kind of almost like a preseason pep talk to our group, which is cool, and it's really neat, like behind the scenes thing. I would just go back to last year. We only had the Seahawks one time, and we're on the field talking with Mike, and we know how smart he is. He just seems so, in control, but also, new, right? He's first-time head coach. And I think, talking to him this past week and just where he is, I think he's in complete control and command of where he is in this timeline, right? And for a guy like that, a young head coach who has already had so much success, really, you could have, they obviously easily could have made the playoffs last year. I just think he is in the perfect place with the perfect general manager and, is the guy that you want leading your team. So, I think, I think just from then to now, Brock, he knows who he is. I'll say that. He knows who he is, and he's the perfect guy to lead this team.
He gets compared to Sean McVay a lot, or, sort of a defensive version of Sean McVay. You'll talk with both of them this week, and I'm sure you've had, Sean a couple of times this year. Do you see similarities there, or do you think that they're actually not that similar? They just are both really good at what they do.
I guess it depends on how you're looking at similarities. Just because they're young, because, Mike's 38 years old and Sean's, going to be 40, I think, on Saturday. And they're exceptionally smart. I think those are pretty fair comparisons. Are they the same as people and as leaders? I'm not sure of that. I'm not in the locker room, but my sense is that they're different in how they go about their business. So I just think it's funny, when you look at the NFC, like when the playoffs started, Salk, the oldest head coach was Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur is in his mid-40s. It's just kind of where we are right now. The league has transitioned to a lot of younger guys, a lot of really smart guys who, I think 20 years ago weren't getting these opportunities. And I think there are similarities there. I think the fun part and really the matchup of this game is you have essentially, and it's more than this, these guys are more than that, but just to stick with what their roots are, you have Sean and his genius offense led by the Hall of Fame quarterback against Mike and his genius, ferocious defense in Seattle trying to get back to the Super Bowl. That's as good as it gets to me. Two guys at the top of their craft who are two of the best young head coaches, and you take their units going against each other, who will decide the game. Obviously, there's more than that will decide the game, but that is the number one attraction for me this week.
Just quickly then, just because you mentioned that, which of the matchups do you think ends up being bigger? The Rams offense against Seahawks defense, or Sam Darnold and the Seahawks offense against that Rams defense?
Well, I think there's a couple interesting rubs here. Obviously, the two games were pretty different than they played, right? Week 11, offense was tough to come by for both. The turnovers were the difference, and the Rams held on in that game. In the last game, both teams moved the ball pretty well. Kenneth Walker, explosive plays all over the place. The Rams had 600 yards of offense in that game. I'm going to go special teams here because I just think, look, that matchup, that Rams offense against Seattle defense is going to be fun all day long. But to me, the Rams' bugaboo all year long was special teams. In that Week 16 matchup, even though Harrison Mevis has missed one kick all year, it was the one that would have won him the game. So I think you have to watch that and watch what Rashid Shaheed has brought this team since he came over in the trade. 3 return touchdowns are unbelievable. And then I think I'll give you one more sub matchup. The Bears did a great job with Dennis Allen last week, making things murky for Stafford, and they got pressure on him and sacked him. And Stafford is unbelievable against the blitz. I think he's got 38 touchdowns and 1 interceptions on the year. 2 games, Seattle didn't sack him 1 time. I think that's got to change if they're going to win this game. That's what I'm looking at.
I would agree with that. I'm kind of curious here, a little deeper question, KB. When you say both of these guys are exceptionally smart, how does Kevin Burkhardt quantify that from the seat that you sit in?
On the air, you're talking?
No, just, you're around all these guys. I think a lot of people think that, oh man, NFL, all 32 head coaches, every coordinator, really, really smart to get to that point. When you kind of define both Mike and Sean as, man, you sit with these guys and they are exceptionally smart. How does that resonate? How does that quantify with you? How does that stand out?
Yeah, I think, look, obviously to get to this point, you have to be smart. So it's not like the rest of the head coaches in the league aren't smart, or these guys, I just think their level of acumen and how they see things and how they're able to adapt is so crisp and so on the cutting edge. And even though they have their ways, they're not stuck in their ways. They can adapt. And I think that's really the hardest thing in the NFL is, can you adapt to things that are right in front of you? And I think these two guys are as good as anybody does. And I think, look, I'll give you an example just with McVay. The easiest example is this. His bread and butter all these years was running 11 personnel, which is the 3 wide receivers, right? But that's who they had best personnel-wise over the years. That's how their team laid out the best. This year, they're running 3 tight ends. They basically got the whole league to run 3 tight ends for the most part because of the success they had. And they had never done it. It's just so he's totally changed his stripes over things like that. I think it's adapting to your personnel and adapting to things in games in real time. I think that really separates these two guys.
Awesome.
I think we all really liked Tom talking about the difference between stars and champions during the broadcast. I thought that was super interesting. What did you take from that and sort of what it means to be a star versus a champion?
Yeah, well, we've had lengthy conversations about that at, dinners and such about that. And I think it's pretty obvious why he won so much, because there is a level of buy-in that you have to achieve to, go on and win the whole thing. And not everyone is as intent on that as you may think, right? I think that's really what it comes down to. And I think through his experience and through how he got all of his teammates to buy in for all the years, I think it's not something that the normal fan would think about. And it's not saying that every player doesn't want to win, but it's kind of the old, okay, what is the cost or the price of winning versus the price of stats and getting paid? And somewhere in there's a mix, and it's hard, right? I mean, it's a hard thing because obviously players want to take care of their families, but not every player and every team has that same balance. So when you listen to something like that from him, as we have done, and he's had many conversations with our group about it, I think it's just a fascinating topic, right? I think there is definitely a next level of, buying in and doing stuff for the team that makes these teams winners, these certain teams winners. And not everyone has it. Not everyone's able to have it. So I just love the insight that he brings and stuff like that, because there's so many moments in these games, 2-minute offense, these big picture, talks about champions versus stars. There's no one else on earth that could talk about it as rightfully as Tom can. That's why it's so cool being next to him every week.
Well, you do an incredible job of setting all that up. We love listening to you every time you jump on with us, KB. Super, super appreciative. You also are a smart guy, so I'm just kind of curious to go in the Wayback Machine. We don't want this game to speed up on Mike McDonald. We don't think it will. No game really over 2 years, right, Salk? Have we ever left it and gone, oh, man, felt like that game just sped up on coach and, he was reactive and he wasn't ahead of it. He's always been ahead of it. So if you could go back in the Wayback Machine to October, should the Mariners have brought Mooney in the 7th inning instead of Bizzardo? Would we have had you for the World Series, KB, if they had just gone with the closer in the 7th?
I hated it. I hated it. I hate it every time it happens. And I would say this. It obviously goes back. I really think this started when it was the Orioles, and I'm blanking because my brain is not in baseball mode. But the Bucks Showalter non-move when the O's were in the playoffs, and I forget who their closer was. But
Zach Britton, lefty, absolutely nasty. Yep.
So they played this game, and Britton didn't get in the game, and Buck got killed for not. And so after that, we ventured in the place where I am not anti-closure in a max spot, right? I'm not anti-closure. Let's say 8th inning, bases loaded, Ohtani's up. I'm not against that. But I think the problem is, and I'm going to defer to my superstar guys I sit next to, with A-Rod and Poppy and Jeter, and it's you're now in a shorter series, and these guys are seeing these guys every single game. So number one, it's familiarity. Number two, they're a little gassed. And it's like I feel like you get to the seventh inning, even we've seen some of the sixth inning. It's like, okay, now what? Who the hell is finishing the game? I never can stand it at the time. Even if it works, I don't know. To me, it's like you get so far out of reach over what got you there. I don't know. I hated it. I was excited. Brock, I thought it was going to be, I thought we were going to be there. I didn't,
So did we.
But, hey, they had a great run. It was a hell of a year. It was a hell of a postseason. But I hated it.
Why are you bringing that up now, bro? I mean, we're excited. We're getting ready for the NFC Championship game. You're going back to painful memory. You want to bring up Malcolm Butler, too? Like, what are we doing here today?
No, it's going to be.
That was weird. That was a really weird, ending question.
I
it was
know.
Very, we're talking about the crowd, how much people are fired up, how great Mike McDonald is, like, this defense ferocious. And it's like, what's one of the worst moments we've had here? And let's go back to that.
Very surprising. Maybe it's because he's sick. His voice isn't right. And
might be the cold medicine.
I know.
Yeah, all these things. All right,
guys, if you just invite Brock to your tailgate if you want to be so depressed going into the game, it'll be great.
All right. Well, we had, we had Menifee on yesterday. He was asking us about whether or not people in Seattle still want to see the shots of the fish market and people throwing fish.
Yeah.
Are you involved in this debate? Because he said there was a debate among the production crew, and we just wanted to weigh in adamantly. Enough with the fish. There are so many other great things and great views and cool spots around here. No more fish.
I will say this. I understand that, and I've watched many games where it's like, okay, we get it. They throw the fish at the Pike Place Market. I get it. Been there, seen it. It's cool. We did it for the All-Star game. Same type of thing. I was like, hasn't this been done?
Right.
The one thing was perspective on how hard it was to catch the fish, and watching my Gold Glovers trying to hang on to it was incredible.
Now that's funny. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was, and by the way, the guy that did it best was Ortiz, the DH, who caught it with no problem, which was the best. But I understand it. I understand. Listen, there are you like to see, the city is so beautiful and there's so many cool nooks and crannies you like to see different. But I mean, that drone shot behind the Space Needle looking back down at the bay is pretty great.
It's pretty good.
The fish shot going to break is pretty cool for people that have never been.
It's true.
Listen, for people that have never been to Seattle and have never been close to Seattle, it's a cool visual. I will tell you that. If you live there, are you sick and tired of it? I'm sure you are.
Well, here's
Is
what
that fair?
joke. Yes, very actually. Thank you. This is so great to have you on, and so great that you've got the Seahawks in the NFC Championship game.
I love
just
it.
so darn cool, and we're having a blast with this whole thing. This team is a little different. I mean, the last time we saw a great team, and you mentioned that Legion of Boom team, they were ferocious in their own way, but loud and defiant. This team is more loving, and they love each other, and they use those words, and I don't know, it's a very different. They're not like, hey, nobody believed in us or any of that. They just go out there and take care of business, and they have been whooping up on some really good football teams. So yeah, we're really excited. And Brock's weird questions
It's
aside,
cool.
thank you for being a part of this.
No, I'm excited. I mean, I love coming to Seattle so much, and you guys already know that. We've talked so many times. And, I just think among all the cool stories, your point, Salk, it's so great for Sam Darnold. I mean, who is one of the greatest dudes in the league, just to be on this stage and ever in this stage. And I'd give him a lot of credit for that atmosphere you're talking about, because he is he's a bro's bro. He's a dude. He's a guy, you want to hang with him. And I think that has permeated through the team, that personality. I really do. I think it's in large credit to him and how he's kind of made that, that dynamic through the team. So, I mean, among everything that we're talking about, all these great matchups, I think that is an unreal story for Sam and a chance to go to the Super Bowl. It's just so cool.
That is a good way to end it. Kevin, thank you so much.
good.
We'll look forward to watching. I will restrain Brock from coming into the booth on Sunday so that nobody gets anybody sick, and we'll hopefully talk again soon.
This
Thanks,
is
man.
their last game. They're not doing the Super Bowl.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
be
after this, Kevin, he just has everything else to do.
Yes.
He's good after this.
He's going to go golf for 3
That doesn't mean I
months.
want to
He'll
get
be
the
fine.
plague. I mean, come on.
Thank you, Kevin. A lot of funny thoughts on Brock's little weird negative turn. It's very unlike him. He was sick. Give the guy a break. He's going to be in next, and we're going to talk about something I never in my life thought we would ever say. But it's true. It's happened, and it's next. I'm Brock and Salk.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
We're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Trust and Will.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable, and I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will.
Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/game. That's trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. Trustandwill.com/GAME.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Emerald Queen Casino Event Center presents the main event. Powered by WFC, Friday night, February 6th. A night of professional boxing where champions are made and every punch counts. Contenders from the region go toe-to-toe, ready to prove they belong at the top. Tickets at EmeraldQueen.com. Don't miss Fight Night, February 6th at Emerald Queen Casino, the boxing capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit EmeraldQueen.com.
Do you know what to do if you're stuck on the railroad crossing? Get out of your vehicle. If a train is not approaching, find the blue and white emergency notification system sign on the traffic signs at the crossing. For help, call the number on the sign and give them the crossing number so they know your location and can alert train traffic. Remember, find the blue and white to save your life. For more information, visit oli.org.
Rich Eisen here. Hiring for your small business can feel like a full-time job, but LinkedIn Jobs AI Assistant takes the heavy lifting out of it. It filters applicants based on the criteria you set and suggests 25 great fit candidates daily, so you can invite them to apply and keep things moving. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to excuse you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! Never thought we'd be having this conversation, Brock. Never thought in a million years that this would happen. I thought this was a non-starter. We would never, ever get to have this talk. But then, miracle of miracles. I'm just so fortunate, Brock. We all are. I mean, but mostly John is fortunate that no one drafted Andrew Luck in the first round with the first overall pick this year, ensuring their easy win of Executive of the Year. John Schneider has finally won that award. After all of these years, John is finally the Executive of the Year in the NFL. Congratulations, Dan. It's pretty cool and well-deserved.
Was it 2012? No. 13? No. 14? No. Nope. I actually thought you were going to go there and say, who would have thought on Friday, January 23rd, on Mike Ewert's 76th birthday, that we would be talking about the NFC title game?
Well, I didn't think that.
We would be sitting on this Friday, and Sammy would have thrown for 4,000 yards, and you'd have all pros and Pro Bowlers galore, and you'd have the best record and the best scoring differential in the history of the franchise. And, yeah, of course, on Friday, January 23rd, on the great Coach Ewert's 76th birthday, Salky, we are going to be talking about the NFC Championship game.
I didn't necessarily know it then either, but I also think back, Brock, towards the beginning of this show when it first began all those years ago. And Tim Ruskell, I think, was the GM of the Seahawks, and Jack Zarensic was just stepping in to replace the legendary Bill Bavasi. And the teams around were in trouble. There was not a lot of great decision-making being made at the executive level for the teams in town. Jerry Dipoto is now the reigning Executive of the Year in Major League Baseball, and John Schneider has now won Executive of the Year in the NFL. In my book, always, if it's not the most important position on a team and in an organization, it's certainly right there. And when those guys, those people, I should say, do their job to the extent that they've done it, you win. You put yourself and find yourself in conference title games, league title games, opportunities for Super Bowls and World Series, and that's exactly where both of these teams now sit. We're going to go through this and need to know the Mariners have 5 players in the top 100 now in baseball, in addition to all the guys they've got in the farm system, including the number 4 and number 16 players in baseball. I'll leave you to figure out who those two are. It shouldn't be too hard. But how about that? Like, you talk about, GMs doing their job and bringing the right people in. The Mariners have 5 legitimate top 100 stars on their team, and it probably could have been 6. Andres Munoz kind of got screwed. We talked through what the Seahawks have in terms of the guys at the top. They may not get the credit for being stars because of where they play, and it takes a little while to figure it out. But Leonard Williams and all those are stars. Yep. Jackson Smith and Jigba, we can go on for a while. I don't mean to leave Devin Witherspoon. We're going to talk through even some of the guys that haven't gotten enough credit. You want to win? You got to get the right people on board. You got to hire the right people, management and coaching and all of it. And Jerry Dipoto and John Schneider, kudos to both of you because you've both done exactly that.
And there sure are, Salky, a lot of parallels between those two men and organizations that share the same street with their stadiums, and that is continuity. Continuity matters a lot. I know it's really fun in the first wave of free agency and spend on that credit card. And I know it's exciting when you fire a coach and you get to rehire a coach and you go through all the hype of the coaching cycle and the coaching carousel and all of that. Oh, we get to bring in new coordinators. So there's going to be, I was reading somewhere between like 15 and 20 new offensive play callers this upcoming season in the NFL. It just churns. And it's so exciting, but you realize those organizations are just continually on that cycle.
Churn.
And that's not either of these. And continuity matters. Now, do you have to make a change? Sure. Dan Wilson come in and did you have to make Clint Kubiak? Yeah. I mean, those are some of the details within it.
But I mean, Jerry's had what, two managers in his entire tenure here?
Yep.
Right? And
John
he's had, I
Schneider's
think,
had
two
head
assistant
coaches.
GMs. One who left to move on, be closer to home and his kids, and the other who's still here. Now he's the GM, but same idea. And absolutely, I mean, John, how long has John had the same lieutenants right around him, other than a couple of people leaving for other GM jobs elsewhere?
Yep.
Like, hasn't he had the same people?
Yeah.
Trent Kirshner's been around him essentially the entire
whole
time.
That's right. So continuity matters a whole bunch. Obviously, competency. You've got to be competent at the job. You've got to evolve. And I think they would both tell you, you've got to have a commitment from ownership. You've got to have a commitment that, here's the budget. Here's what we're going to do. And this is the public budget, but here's the budget of all of the other stuff, of all of the other resources, of what you're going to pay your coaches. It'd be fascinating to see where the Seahawks pay their whole coaching staff. It's a common number in college football, Salk, because it gets talked about in recruiting and everything else. Here's my head coach, but here's the pool of money, salary pool I have for my assistants. I bet you the Seahawks are, top 5 when it comes to the commitment of resources they make to their assistants, to their strength coaches, to their chefs, to their sports psychologists, to their health and nutrition and science. Like they are committed to this thing. And it really doesn't happen. And you could see the organizations that don't. And again, there's only 32 in the world.
Right.
So you would think all 32 would have best practices and best methodologies. And then you know what? You listen to end-of-year press conferences to some of these owners around the NFL and some of the incompetency, and you realize, oh, yeah, that's pretty nice. That's a pretty nice deal.
Yeah, I was going to add to that, and you started to hit on it a little bit, and also just this idea of having a differentiating plan. What is going to differentiate you from everyone else? In Major League Baseball, if you're Jerry Dipoto and Justin Hollander, you have to look around and say, okay, we're not going to spend with the Dodgers. We don't have $1 billion. And we're not going to out Tampa the Rays, right? Yep. By churning through, everyone as soon as they get good, we're going to move on and get young. Like, you're not going to do either. Those two systems are not really right for you. So what are you going to do that is going to differentiate you at your market level, roughly in the middle of Major League Baseball?
And I think out of the middle.
Yeah, and I think we've seen what that is, right? It's a sustainable product. It's not jumping in each time in free agency. It's using the trade deadline to build for the long term, not just the short term. It's drafting and developing and we've seen what that plan is. And it's led to an ALCS appearance last year, and we'll see what happens this year. And then with John Schneider, all 32 are playing by the same rules, so it's a different way of having to differentiate yourself, but you better do it. And in the first few years, they did it, right? With obviously the LOB drafts and all of that. And then for a little while, they didn't do it, and it felt like they were chasing a little bit.
Kind of stuck.
Yeah, not sticking to their principles, but chasing some of the things they were missing. And we'll always come back to that Jimmy Graham trade as the best example of that. They were chasing the idea of a receiving tight end, but it cost them, unfortunately, some of that plan, identity, differentiating factor. And it took a little while to get it back, but over the last couple of years, I think that you've gotten it. You get it with the couple of Gray Zabel and Charles Cross and bringing in and trading for and signing Leonard Williams and,
and hiring Mike McDonald and pivoting, as you said in your video.
Yeah.
And pivoting away. And by the way, some good views on your little video there.
Oh, were there?
Oh, yeah. Good little number.
Oh, I didn't even look at that.
Yeah,
nice. What number?
Yeah. We're kind of pushing 20,000.
Oh, really? Oh, that's exciting. I like that. Oh, that's cool. I've been doing some more of those videos instead of writing because it felt like nobody was reading the columns and they take a little while to write. I don't mind writing, but it was sort of annoying to write, spend time putting it together. And then people are like, I'd rather watch a minute-long video. Oh, you know how long that takes? 1 minute.
So, do you think Lyle's going to read your article?
No, Lyle's can barely read.
Have you noticed that Lyle's little wrap-up email at the end of the night basically has about half a dozen of the things that Maura or you or me
I have noticed that. Yeah, there's not a lot of reading comprehension in there.
But I love it, Lyle. You keep being Lyle. Don't
change. Don't ever change. Not in any way. Please don't.
change.
I was going to say, welcome to the real world. People want to watch 1-minute clips of a reading article.
I understand it. I'm adapting. I'm evolving here, Lyle. It's dumb, but it's upsetting to me. It's sad, but hey, I'm not going to spend more time work smarter, not harder, right? So if people would rather watch me sitting in the basement here in our beautiful video lounge espousing on how the Seahawks needed to get rid of a few people rather than just bringing in some, like, great. I'm happy to spend a minute or two on that instead of an hour. It works just fine for me. We'll be right back with everything you need to know. Brock, the left tackle, Mike offered, I think, an optimistic view. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
The team that got rid of Pete Carroll, let Geno go, DK is out of here, lots of moving parts, are playing to go to the Super Bowl. No one thought this was going down like this. I didn't see this happening for this ball club. It's been the best transition in the league in the past couple of years. No other team has made the major moves that this team has made and gotten to this point.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Saturday, February the 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart, any style, any budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. For the one, we'll help you propose with a dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes, in stock and ready to compare side by side. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Between all the holiday parties,
weekend tailgates,
and family get-togethers,
we've been overindulging a little more than usual over the holidays. But now, we are starting the new year off on a healthier note by taking Active Liver supplements from New Nordic every day.
Active Liver contains a powerful blend of turmeric, milk thistle, and globe artichoke extract, all natural ingredients that help protect the liver so that it can protect you from toxins. It's like giving my body a daily detox. I've never felt better, and my energy is through the roof.
And my doctor is already impressed with how much better my numbers are looking. So if better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today and start the year off knowing you're giving your liver some well-deserved relief.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or pick some up today at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery. Are now available at Wegmans. New year, new you, new Nordic.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your buck.
This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Brock, I was hoping the injury report would look a little better yesterday. I'm not going to lie. After 14 players were on it the previous day, really the only changes were the non-injured vets were resting, and Chenna Nwosu as well. Both returned to practice. After that, everything was just sort of business as usual, and that means that all 3 left tackles were not out there. Now, good news, Mike McDonald before practice seemed to be pretty optimistic, at least about Charles Cross.
Yeah, Charles is good. You know, we'll see how today goes, but we're optimistic for the game, but just working through his foot.
Good news? We happy?
Yeah, I think, kind of like James Jones played that one game. If he's got to play through something that may linger later, like, you got to play. I don't care about the Super Bowl. I don't care about next year. Like, you got to play, right? Just as Sam's doing what he's doing to play and other guys at this time of the year, Salk, if this was week 7 or 8 or 9, you're going to protect that maybe a little bit more, but not now. Now it's go time. Come Sunday afternoon, there are going to be a lot of hurting bodies. The one disappointing thing is, and some of it is just the visual of it and the way the Seahawks go about it, listing everything. But just the visual of it, you would think, oh, look at the Rams. They got 14 guys on here. They've flown to Carolina. They've flown to Chicago. They played in 6-0. They would be the ones that would have loads and loads of injuries. But no, they got, other than a sickness to Quentin Lake and Byron Young, who has been missing both practices with a knee. They're in. That's a really good player. That's it. They're pretty much.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care for any of that. And it's almost like it would have been cool if the Seahawks could have played the Rams last week when they were coming off of a bye and they were totally, completely healthy, and the Rams had to play the week before. Like, that would have been cool.
You know what else is going to be cool?
I mean, it would have been cool. I don't know if anybody said anything like that at the time and
cool?
got like routinely ripped for it over and over again.
6 beat down.
Yeah, I mean, that was cool. Could have done that this week and somebody else. So just going to go ahead and say it. Let's see. You want to hear from Matthew Stafford, Brock?
Yeah, sure.
All right. He's got
great veneers. Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, yeah.
He's worried. He's being asked about the Seahawks staying in their light personnel grouping in order to counter that 13 personnel.
You know, I think they're able to build a bunch of structures, both, you know, in the back end and the fronts, with quote unquote nickel defense out there, and they love to be in that. They stay in that, you know, a decent amount of the time. You know, so it is a little bit different in the fact that they feel like they can, create different front and coverage structure issues with their grouping. Where a lot of teams, if you're getting nickel defense, you're just getting, their nickel pass fronts or some of those things. So they do a nice job of changing stuff up. Yes.
Did he sound like that in Detroit? I don't remember his voice being that high in Detroit.
You think it's getting higher in LA?
I think you take on the personality of the guy you talk to for hours and hours and hours and hours every day.
Do you? Is that what's happening to us? Is that our problem?
Do I talk faster than I did in year one on this show?
Maybe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And I was just talking about faith not that long ago. So we're set for championship weekend. Couple of trips to the Super Bowl on the line. New England, Denver at noon, warm-up game, and then the Seahawks host the Rams, as you know, 3:30 p.m. main event.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Well, we mentioned a few minutes ago, but congratulations to John Schneider, an incredible accomplishment as he does finally win the Executive of the Year award given out by the Pro Football Writers of America. He's great conviction, as you know. Brock is a big part of the reason why he would win an award like this. But Kurt Menefee, we asked him about how John got this done.
Seahawks have always done a great job, led by John Schneider, of drafting well. And I think they did that consistently, but I think they got away from some of their core beliefs. And I think they've kind of gotten back to that. You look at bringing in Mike Macdonald. Usually you don't bring in a defensive guy after a defensive guy. And I don't want this to sound negative towards Pete because Pete is one of my favorite people. I think he was a genius when he came in. Obviously, he was a winner. But I don't think his defense modernized and kept up with the modern way that offenses play. And I think that you wind up drafting to fit the defense that you have.
You know what comes to my mind a little bit, Salk? You played this sound. I forget what the topic generator was. But you played the sound of Pete Carroll's outgoing press conference. Yeah. When in the final, did that hit you yesterday when you saw this news too?
Like, hey, Johnny, good luck now.
That's right.
It's all you now, buddy.
It's all you now, buddy.
It's all you, Johnny.
And again, that's not a shot at Pete, but John's getting the opportunity to do kind of what Mike Macdonald does, and that's coach everybody around him.
Yeah, I wonder if Pete thought on that day that 2 years later John would be winning the Executive of the Year and heading to the NFC Championship game.
Hosting an NFC title game.
Yeah, I think that probably was not the top thing on his mind. Another NFL job opening filled, Brock, and it's one of the places Clint Kubiak was. Yeah. I mean, so the two jobs that you thought, Atlanta and then Baltimore, both been filled. They go with Jesse Minter, not Mike Minter, as I found out yesterday. Jesse Minter to fill John Harbaugh's spot. He had coached under John, also took over for Mike Macdonald at Michigan, right under Jim.
Yep.
So he
been with Jim in LA with the Chargers the last few years, doing a wonderful job. Yep.
So Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Vegas, and Arizona are still open. I just think it's funny that Mike McDaniel, even though he just signed to be the offensive coordinator for Harbaugh in LA, is still interviewing for head coaching jobs, including in Buffalo. He could leave that job before he even coaches.
Yes.
Funny.
Yep. That's how that carousel works.
All right.
You sign in pencil. Sign in pencil.
Sure.
Here's the third thing you need
to know. It's like a college
know.
contract. It's not really worth the paper it's printed on. MLB top 100 players list is out officially, Brock. Mariners with 5 players on it. Only the Dodgers and Yankees had more. Dodgers, I think, had 8. Yankees had 6.
Okay.
Felt a little rich, but whatever. Logan Gilbert, 72. Josh Naylor, 70. Brian Wu, 44. Pretty good. Julio, 16. Cal, number 4. And you probably could have made a case for Munoz. But, like, all that conversation about stars, you got number 4 and 16 in Major League Baseball on your team? Mm-hmm. That's star power.
Ohtani, Judge, and...
Any guesses?
It was 3.
I thought it would be Scooble. It was not.
They couldn't have put Skeens.
No, he was like 6 or 7. It was Bobby Witt.
Okay.
Junior.
All right. Good player.
Yeah, I couldn't. There was nobody that you could like really.
I did see people were complaining.
Cal also went from 59 to 4.
Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty mediocre.
Hilarious.
I saw people complaining. It felt a little bit more, not where Cal was at 4, but Julio. Lyle, is that too low for Julio at 16? 30 for 30. Some of the things.
I was impressed he was at 16.
Oh, yeah. I actually thought he could have been a little bit higher.
Wow. All right. I was impressed he was at 16. I would have guessed Julio would be kind of in the late 20s. So
yeah,
I thought that was great. Brock, best news of the day, though. Kraken call up Jacob Melanson yesterday. He's back.
They what?
They called my guy. Jacob Melanson back up with the team. Unfortunately, it's because Ben Myers was hurt, but
No,
they'll
Mr.
play
Lewicki-
against Atlanta
Mr.
tonight.
Lewicki and I had some conversations.
Oh, good. Thank you
off
for
the
doing
air,
that.
so,
Thanks for making that happen for me.
And Schwartzy, yeah.
Appreciate that. That's
They're like,
everything you
"Gosh,
need to
that guy
know.
you work with is just a little fire starter, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
just a little. He just loves Melanson.
I need people like that. Need people like that in my life. Hey, it's a Football Friday. It's powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Erin Andrews is going to join us at 8:40 this morning.
Can you do me a favor? I saw your notes.
Don't lead with. I'm not.
Don't
gonna,
lead with
I'm
that.
not gonna. It's just
we
on
got
the
to get
list.
us feel. For,
I
you
know.
what
I know. It's on there. I'm not
right.
going to lead with it. I believe me. I did a bunch of research last night. She's married to a hockey player. Do you know that? Jared Stoll.
I did know that. I didn't know the player's name.
Yeah, he won a couple cups with the LA King. He's a really good player. He was like a do-everything kind of player. I liked him a lot as a player. Anyway, Erin Andrews, I don't think has ever been on the show, but she will join us at 8:40. So G was kind enough to move a little earlier. So G Scott next, Blue 88 at 8. Then a little homework assignment that we completed last night. Then Erin Andrews. Then For You in Review. Then Open Phones.
Oh, you're just laying out the whole script.
And then
Okay,
we just
good.
leave and wait to see what happens with the Seahawks on Sunday at 3:30. We'll be right back with G on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob.
You couldn't ask for a better game.
Every afternoon at 2.
I'm out of words. I don't know what to say about the defense. Brilliant, dominant, suffocating, mean, fast, physical. What you're watching when you see Leonard Williams. Purdy is incredibly elusive. And to see a guy that big track him down. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever appreciate how fast Big Cat is because he's so big. It doesn't look like he's moving that fast. But he is.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Hey, look, it's one thing to save for retirement, right? But it's another to feel truly ready for it. Trajan Wealth can help build a real plan. They did for me with less guesswork, more peace of mind. They'll explain everything, give you options, never once try to sell you anything that you don't need. Worked, man. I couldn't be happier. If you want a clear path forward, call Trajan Wealth today. They understand the importance of tactical investments and tailored insights for growth in line with your risk tolerance level. And they'll take the time to determine exactly what that is, along with learning about your goals, your specific timeline. They'll work with you to develop a wealth management plan that reflects your values. Call the fiduciary advisors at Trajan Wealth today. Schedule your free consultation. Call them at 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Or TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Save $600 on windows and $1,500 on doors at Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Enjoy easy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest financing for 12 months, plus a lifetime installation warranty. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com today.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Skagit County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
One win away from the Super Bowl.
All teed up.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game. Sunday, kickoff at 3:30. Only on Seattle Sports.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Saturday, February the 14th. It's the most romantic day of the year to give and get fine jewelry. We have expertly crafted gifts for every type of sweetheart, any style, any budget. Get creative and design a custom necklace with meaningful charms, including 14-karat gold letters, engravable hearts, and birthstones. For the one, we'll help you propose with a dream engagement ring. Come see our wide selection of hand-picked natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes, in stock and ready to compare side by side. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty, everyday competitive prices, and no-pressure shopping experience. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
With Progressive Snapshot, you could save on auto insurance rates by driving safely, which is nice because you can just keep doing you. So keep on using that broken phone charger because it occasionally works. Keep quoting something you heard on a podcast as your own. Keep ignoring your sister's texts while you drive and after. And when baggage claim says, have a great trip, keep on saying, you too. And keep driving safely. And you could save with Snapshot from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh my God, it's so early for this, but hey, it's NFC Championship week. G. Scott's in early. Thank you, G, for rearranging. We appreciate it. Giving the people what they want an hour early so that Erin Andrews could join us in your regular spot. She had some kid duty early, so she's going to join us a little later.
Can I say what I said?
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Can I say what I said? Yeah. Erin Andrews is but me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm a team player.
So can I ask you a question, Salky?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you know, how old are you now?
47.
47.
Too old to be doing what he's doing.
Truly, legitimately, in your 47 years of life, have you met another human like the guy sitting next to you to your left?
No chance.
That goes through these different, like, a butterfly, a caterpillar, in the cocoon, they spread their way. Like, right, there's a metamorphosis. Like, have you ever met somebody that has is metamorphosed than G. Scott within like a month?
Favorite thing
2
about
months,
G.
6 months.
My favorite thing about G, and this is a true story. G, this is I have many things I love about you. You're one of my favorite people. Okay. But my favorite thing about you is I don't think I know anyone else who manages to evolve and change as often as you do while also remaining completely consistent to who they are.
No.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. It's neither, really. It's just true. Like, you're always you. I have no doubt who you're going to be day to day. And yet, I never know exactly what you're going to come in on. Like, what sort of vibe we're going to get.
Is it the vegan diet?
Right. Is it the all-meat diet?
The dinosaur diet?
Sure.
Is it, it's the next 6 weeks every day on that step meal, getting after it, G? And thank you for the pictures and keep sending them to me. I will never unsubscribe.
Thank you for including me again on that.
Saw your heart rate above 170.
I tried to unsubscribe, and it came right back to me.
Time out. 253. Hold on. I messed up. 253 texted in and said, does G have the tag on his jacket still.
Yeah.
Damn.
You do.
It's on there.
Oh, I thought that was the look.
Oh, man. Hey.
I thought that was your look.
I still got the tag. God dog it. Hey, you know what? I see, that's what this new...
We have scissors in here. Do you
Hey,
need
listen,
help?
this new technology is not fair. I used to do radio all the time and do dumb stuff. Now,
Right.
if they find you
you
out.
get called out.
You get called out?
Yeah,
Well,
the YouTube, the Seattle Sports app, all of that.
Did you think that was a look, Salk? You thought he kept that tag on?
Well,
purpose,
sometimes
didn't
it's
you?
on the hat. What the hell
Right?
do I know? G wears all sorts of stuff. He's wearing leather pants, for God's sakes. I don't know what the look is. He's wearing tight leather pants like he's a rock star in the 80s, like he's in Motley Crue.
Hey, man.
Do not hurt yourself, please.
Hey, let me tell you something.
That shot is not what I want on our YouTube. Stop that.
Listen.
Is he
What's
on the
wrong
chair?
with you?
He on
Why
the
do you
chair?
have to move the microphone there?
Hey, man. I feel just the same way Eddie Murphy did when he came out to Delirious and Raw. And when you work out every day right now and you on that Stairmaster for an hour a day,
You want to show it off?
you can wear tight leather pants.
Yeah. Well, they look like they're on you, which is great.
Well done, G. Well
Okay.
done.
All right, look, let's calm down because the 7:30 crowd ain't awake yet.
They're not
I don't-
ready for
no.
this level of energy this early.
So,
Gee.
real quick, you told me what you love about me.
Yeah.
Let me say what I love about you.
No.
Now, listen, everybody. We all got friends, and in those friends in our circle, we have different personalities. Mike Salk is the one friend that when you have an idea, a business idea, a new boo idea, a workout idea, Mike Salk is the last friend you want to call because Mike Salk will discourage you till you're blue in the face. They will remind you and tell you. Now, don't get me wrong. Hear me out. You have some of those friends like the Brocks of the world. You call him, oh, that's great. Oh, that's a fist pump. Oh, attaboy. This damn Brock hit me with an attaboy. You know the last time somebody hit you with an attaboy? That's Brock. However, the thing is about Mike Salk is while he might be late telling you, and he might tell you and discourage you till you're blue in the face, and when you get off the phone, you might want to go cry and go in the corner. But the day that Mike Salk says, hey, you know what? That's a good idea.
Right.
He's telling the truth. The thing is with Mike Salk, his problem and his blessing is he has no damn filter.
Right.
He's so socially unaware that it works.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's true. Yeah, well, hi, Maura. Since I was Maura's going to come in and cut the tag off of G, I thought she was attacking us with scissors, like in Dead Again.
Oh, why would you think Maura would attack someone with scissors?
Well, I mean, all those things you were just saying about me were so generous and nice.
Hey,
you
Maura,
never know.
can I have some sound?
Hey,
scissors!
All right. Let's.
He was just sitting there holding it. I felt like I needed to.
Thank you,
help.
Maura.
Yeah.
Everything feels much better. It's much looser now in here.
Maura, how much was it?
Oh yeah. What's the price
I
tag
don't
on
know.
that? Did you buy this or was this given to you?
Oh, there you go.
Do you think I can read that without my glasses? What, are you crazy? $610?
No, it's not.
I told you I can't read with. Oh, $100. My bad.
Okay. All right.
Bro, you really couldn't see that?
No chance. No chance.
Man, you too damn young to be this blind.
I'm 47. I can't see in front of me.
Be this damn blind.
If you put something out over there 100 yards away, I can read it no problem. I can see that. No, I'll be able to see you Sunday afternoon, getting everybody all set. You know what you're wearing? Are you all geared up for Sunday?
I am.
How was Saturday?
Saturday was off the chain. Saturday night was so incredible. It was back. It was back to NFC championship level in that stadium. And it was, and I'm not just talking about, this is before she took it to the crib in 13 seconds. Before that, I'm talking about leading up to that. I'm talking about coming inside of the stadium. I'm saying all of the incredible fans that were just waiting, the energy, the conversation. And oh, by the way, I don't know what happened, but there was a small amount of Niner fans. And I'm going to tell you something about them Niner fans. They was humble. Boy, they was humble. They didn't bang nothing, boss. They didn't do none of that bang Niner gang.
Yep.
Nor when would they have had an opportunity for that? I mean, like the game was over after a couple minutes.
No. So now people are accusing me of saying that I was going to return it.
Were you not?
this?
Yeah. Isn't that why you had the tag on?
Do you think I was going to return it?
I think it's a possibility.
I don't do that
anymore.
I never did.
Really?
Nordstrom's is good for it.
Maybe once or twice. Don't tell John Nordstrom that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Do you know what's legitimate about that too, G? Not your tag or the return. About what you're saying at the Seahawks fans. Mm-hmm. They truly, and whether it is fanatical or not, and I don't know where you are on this spectrum, but they truly, in their heart of hearts, believe they make a difference. Like, when it gets to this point, when it gets to this level, we were talking about John Schneider winning Executive of the Year, which he deserved, and I would hope it was a landslide vote. We don't see all of that. Yeah. But, there were years, obviously, 12, 13, 14, the first climb up the mountain, all of that, and the celebration of it, and Pete was the master of it and the maestro on the field, and he spoke to them, and he loved them, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. But then there were a lot of years where you were in that building. It was you could pretend, but it was just kind of stuck. Like, no, they're not good enough. They're not good enough to win a Super Bowl, right? So my investment or my all-in or whatever it is, however you want to frame it, but they truly believe now. I felt it at that Rams game on Thursday night. Like, yeah, they believe in this crew. They believe in this crew, and when they believe in this crew, they also believe they can be the difference maker in this building to help them legitimately win.
Let me tell you what the 12s are, the fans are. The fans are Mike Salk. I'm not even trying to be funny.
I know what you're getting at.
I'm not trying to be funny.
They'll let you know for real.
No. One thing about
can't fake them.
Collective, you cannot fake it. And so when we say, "Oh, the noise is back," it's back because it's real. Mm-hmm. And when we talk about the expectations, and if y'all think about it, I mean, other teams across the league, when they go down, they lose. They win 3-4 games, right? These other the Jets, the Cleveland Browns, the Bears before, the Seahawks. They lose 9 games, and the Mike Salks of the world are like, it's not good enough. And that's what has happened here in the Standard. So it's not just hyperbole that the Seahawks fans really do make a difference. Now, that's on that level. On the next level, quarterback, you tell me better than anybody. When you're an opposing quarterback, when Matthew Stafford pulls up here on Sunday here at Lumen Field, and that crowd is going crazy, Brock, and they get ready to get to the line of scrimmage, and they got to make that call. They got to audible and check out of something. So back in the day of pointing, no, that's not a code. No, they're actually pointing to where they go because they can't hear. Mm-hmm. They literally can't hear. So it is a real huge disadvantage to the Rams. Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford with that hurt finger, they know what time it is. You will not get and throw for 548 yards on Sunday. Now, I'm not trying to say it's going to be a blowout. I'm not saying that. But you're not doing 548 yards. Mm-hmm. Mike McDonald ain't playing that.
Yeah, did you see the number? I mentioned this earlier this morning, Brock, even before you were on. In rematches, since Mike McDonald took over the reins as Seahawks head coach, team 7-0. He has not lost a rematch. Not happened. And to me, that's relevant. That's not one of those like, on Thursdays in November. Like, he wins.
What does that mean as far as?
Second or third time he's played a team in a year.
Okay.
Right? So it means he was 3-0 in the second games against the division last year. Okay. 3-0 in the second games against the division this year. Gotcha. 1-0 in the third game against San Francisco with a chance to go 8-0 in these games on Sunday. And I think there's a good reason for that.
That is fantastic, and I can relate to that. Because whenever I've been given a rematch, you feel me?
Yeah.
Whenever I've gotten another chance again, I wasn't like Brock in the honeymoon. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I really got
you get a second chance
when I get a second chance.
Every golfer knows player B, man. Player B is the best golfer out there.
And here's another thing the 12s know, and everyone knows going into Sunday. Everybody keeps talking about Puka Nacua or Trey Rose, whatever you want to call him. They talk about Puka Nacua. They talk about Matthew Stafford. They talk about what they did with 548 yards. We did this before. Go back to Super Bowl 48 when they were talking about Peyton Manning and they were talking about that offense. That offense was the number one offense that season, and the Seahawks defense was the number one defense. This season, they're talking about the Rams, and guess who was the defensive scoring champ this season in the NFL.
That's right.
You heard what I said.
Robbie in Seattle weighing in. Just call him G. Shahid Scott with all those returns. Oh, that's not right. That is not right, Robbie. That is
Robbie,
not right.
I got to tell you.
That's not right.
Robbie.
That's mean.
That was good, but
that's not right.
That was pretty good.
I'm going to ask.
That's pretty good.
I asked Brock and Lyle and Mora to do some homework. I did it myself.
Okay.
And I'll ask you without having given you the.
You know I don't do homework.
No, I know. So I'll just ask you live. What Seahawk player has had the biggest contribution to the team this year relative to how little they've been talked about and given credit for it? Like, who deserves a little more credit than who should get more love? Who should we be talking about a little bit more? Maybe they play a unheralded position or whatever. We each had an answer for this, and by the way, I think all four of us had different answers, and they were all good.
Okay, here's mine.
Who's yours?
I'm going off of when I go to the barber shop. This man's name is never mentioned.
Okay.
They'll mention everybody else but this person. But I think he is one of the names. He's the, it's like stealth wealth, right? In life, you don't want to be like G. Scott and show your wealth. You want to actually have stealth wealth, right? You want to have money that people can't see that's growing. It's not close. Ernest Jones IV. Ernest Jones IV for this team. If you go right now and test me, go to your job, go to your family, hit your text chat right now. Say, hey, right now, who are the top players on this team? I promise you, Ernest Jones IV will not come up. But his leadership and what he brings and what he means, when he talked about after, his father who passed away, may he rest in peace, when he talked about that and he talked about his spirituality with his team and he talks about, Ernest Jones IV is a real one. Ernest Jones IV is the one that shows up to the barbecue with black Air Force Ones. Now, Mike Salks of the world don't understand that reference, but some of y'all know what I'm talking about. When you got that partner that shows up with the black Air Force Ones, you already know he ain't to be messed with.
You know I literally have black Air Force Ones.
Yeah, but you don't.
I literally have
so
that.
So wear them Sunday to the game.
I'm not doing that.
Come on.
No, they're actually old now. I think I tossed them. But
wait, Robbie in Seattle say he's digging the 7:30 time slot. Well, just you alone, Robbie, because
get the stomping in my Air Force One.
Go ahead, Brock. Go ahead, Brock.
Yeah. Don't even bite the bottom lip on this one. Just shoulders.
Just move the shoulders. That's a good answer. I like that.
Yeah.
Ernest Jones.
You know what's funny about that too, G?
What's up?
And I know this on the real. Ernest Jones is like Max Unger, in the sense that the Seahawks moved on from Max Unger, not thinking that he would be sustainable health-wise. That the body, that the foot, that the things at that stage were just like, man, great player. We love him. Hate to give him up. But we got to move on because we just don't believe in our projections that he's going to be able to do this for the next 4 or 5 years at this level. They felt the same way about Ernest in L.A. People look at that and go, how does he get traded twice? Yeah. How did people move on from him? He's a ball hawk. He's a dude. That's why, because the Rams believed that body, that knee, was not going to be something that could sustain and hold up. And Tennessee trades for him, and ultimately the Seahawks pulled the trigger because I think the need was that great. The risk, certainly at that stage, right, was fine. And then when they got a taste, they were like, yep, let's extend this guy because we need him right in the middle of this sucker.
Brock, I feel that. There's a lot of women today that didn't think G. Scott would hold up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of them out there that just said, damn.
And maybe they talk to the ones that married you.
Because here's the thing. I got traded a bunch of times. I was traded. I was cut. All those things. And here we are today.
How many times, realistically, G, was it you the one that cut the other or the other one that cut you? Legit.
Oh.
That terminated the contract. Who was it?
Okay. You know what? Since we got time and you asked a question. Yeah. You guys want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
So, yo, check this out. I was in my second marriage, right? So I'm in my second marriage, you know what I'm saying? And I won't say the name, right? No. And got the second marriage and everything. And look, your boy doing bad. I'm broke as a joke. Money ain't right, you know what I'm saying? I was being told to get a real job all the time. But, I just couldn't go work for the Mike Salks of the world. I just wanted to kind of do my thing. Anyways, look.
Catching strays.
I came in the room one day. And by the way, this is a true story.
Yeah.
I came in the room one day, right? And it was some papers on the dresser. Man, I looked at the papers, and it was for a 2-bedroom apartment over in Auburn area. What's the one? Lakeland Hills, right across from the Washington Mutual. It was, or it's Chase Bank now.
Okay.
So I looked at the papers. I said, what's this? She said, oh, that was for my friend. I said, for your friend? What in the world is that?
Why would anybody have rental
right,
papers for their friend?
Anyways, long story short, man, that's when I knew. I got cut. Y'all, I got cut. This is what happened. Somebody walked in, and they said with the same thing they said to the players. Hey, coach needs to see you. Bring your playbook. Brock, is that it, Brock?
It. That's pretty much it.
That's it. That's what they say.
Yeah,
and
that's what she said to you.
That's what she said to me.
And then she moved into that 2-bedroom apartment with somebody else.
Hey, she said, coach needs to see you. Bring your playbook. Hey, man, I brought my playbook, and then I was out. Then, after that, she moved out. I'm sitting there solo. Then I come to find out, I was living down in Bonnie Lake. The people that I was paying rent to, come to find out, the house was foreclosed. So I got the people coming down, and they're like, hey, so I've been paying rent to somebody who ain't paying the mortgage. Hey, man, I'm telling you, I tell you, boy, was down bad.
That's bad.
I was down bad.
Jeez.
So, anyways, I got cut. And it's okay to get cut sometimes, you know? And then sometimes you come back, you get on another team, and you win again. So that's a life lesson for everybody. If you get cut or you get traded, you know, fall down and pick yourself up.
Gee, I spent some time this week talking about not just all the moves John Schneider made. Congratulations to him, Executive of the Year. It's well-deserved, finally, after all of these years. But not just the moves he made bringing people in, although there's a ton of them, 12, 15 of them to talk about. But the pretty gutsy moves he made to move some people out. Yeah. Starting with the offense coordinator. Right? In order to bring in Clint Kubiak, you needed to move on from the group last year. Yeah. I think you could probably include the entire offensive line coaching. I mean, one person we could have mentioned, Brock, I think I asked for just players, but John Benton absolutely could be on that list of unheralded important people to this Seahawks team. The offensive line coach who seems to have fixed all the problems that we've watched over the last decade, essentially. But then also, of course, moving on from Geno and DK. As you look at it today, and maybe I shouldn't put him in here, but I'll throw Tyler Lockett in there as well, only because it was hard to do given his long-standing love here in the city and with the team, but also his connection to the old regime. How important was it to move on from those 3 or 4 guys?
Way important. Way important. And I think it was easier to see John Schneider move on from those guys than it was to see him move on from Pete Carroll. And also, one of the moves that I got to say, I'll admit for myself, when John Schneider and those guys got rid of the starting linebackers last year in the middle of the season, that moment right there, I said, John, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Right? Why are you doing that? People don't do that. I was wrong. And one of the things that I will say over the years, and John knows that I have relationships with a lot of players that he's cut and or traded. And the one thing that is consistent that is said about John does not make it personal. It's about what's best for the team. And I'll say this. There's not one person that either has played under John's regime or has been cut and or traded that is saying, hey, man, John Schneider did me dirty.
That's right. Bad guy. Not a bad guy.
He's not a bad guy. Like everything
he
has done has been for what's best for the team. As a matter of fact, let's be real. A lot of us can learn from John Schneider. A lot of us right now are holding on to bad habits that make us comfortable instead of being awkward for a better life. That's That's real. Whether you holding on to a job,
you know what's
holding on
amazing,
to a
too?
relationship.
Cut that, please. Remember that the next time we have these conversations about moving on from people that are stalwarts here in Seattle, because it does have to happen. You have to be able to pull the plug.
These guys weren't stalwarts, and I know we got to run, but think about it. Think about the difference in the acquisition phase that last year versus the year before. Rayshawn Jenkins, Tyrell Dotson, Laken Tomlinson, the other linebacker. It goes on and on. Like, that was an off season that you look at and go, ooh, man.
Some misses.
As Pete said, good luck, Johnny. Good luck, Johnny. But they were all one-year deals. And they were made because they didn't have time on task. You didn't have time with Mike McDonald and the staff to know exactly the kind of dudes you need and want. And they were brave enough and moved on from it and realized that too. We didn't sign these guys to 3-year deals. We're not eating money. We don't got dead cap. Everything is in great hands. And come Sunday afternoon, when you're there, and Mike's there. And
JSN on the reset this week?
JSN was on the reset. It was good to have him on. He'll be back February 10th.
Nice. After, who knows? After who knows what's between now and then.
Hey, guys.
We gotta go.
We got to go. Love you guys. I did find out that I heard that you guys are going to be at the game.
Yeah?
Brock, Salk will be at the game. Guess what I did? Guess what y'all going to do?
Well,
y'all going to get to meet my wife finally. She does exist.
I've met your wife.
Oh, yeah?
You literally brought her to my house.
Oh, yeah.
I went and visited you. What are you talking? I met your wife like many times.
Hey, man, I didn't know
It's
which
good,
one.
G.
I didn't know which
I
one.
haven't, so
Which
I
one? Like, which wife?
I mean, I didn't know. Time flies.
I've met Lillian many times.
Brock, you'll get to meet my wife.
I like Lillian more than I like you. All right, we got to go. Goodbye. G. Scott, thank you very much. We'll be right back on Brock and Salk.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
They're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Trust and Will.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable. And I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will.
Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/game. That's trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Man, I love seeing the old gang at these reunions.
Did you see Brian? He's in better shape than he was 25 years ago. How is that even possible?
Yep, I ran into him a few weeks ago and had to ask. He told me he started taking Nugenix Total T2.
The testosterone booster?
Yeah, but it's way more than that now. It also skyrockets your nitric oxide in as little as 3 hours. I started taking it right away, and I'm already seeing results.
I was wondering what you were doing. You seriously crushed me in that pickup game last week.
Yep, after 40, energy, strength, drive, it all starts going downhill. But with T2, I feel like my old self again. Stronger, leaner, and my energy is way up. My wife even noticed a difference. They're giving out complimentary bottles right now. Just send them a text.
Text TAP to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of new Nugenix Total T2. Text now and you'll also get a free bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator. That's TAP to 215-215. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Friday now. We've talked to G, so I kind of expect there to only be an hour left in our week, but we still got 2 hours to go, which is awesome because we got a lot to say. We got a lot to talk about. We've got to talk to Erin Andrews here in about 40 minutes. Should be a little 8:40-ish after she gets kids dropped off and all that. So that should be awesome. Looking forward to having her on the show. And then we'll take some phone calls a little bit later as well this morning at 9:30. I hope people are pretty juiced up and ready for what should be an unbelievable afternoon into the evening at Lumen Field. I mean, there have been 2 NFC Championship games here since I moved here. I know there was a third played well before that in 2005-06, but
that one was a little more comfortable. The first one was a little bit. I was just watching some highlights.
Who was that against?
That was Carolina, Jake Delhomme.
Yeah.
I was listening to Rabel and Hasselback and D-Jack.
Because it was the week before with the Tony Romo game?
I think that is true.
Is that right?
No, that was a different year.
No, that's a different year?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Playoff.
My bad. All right. Well, whatever. Anyway, the 2 that I've been here for, I can't really obviously speak to what happened before then, are 2 of the greatest, most fascinating games ever played, right? 13-1 ends with the tip and all of that, the interception, the great hero, the line.
And Malcolm, yeah.
I was just going to say Malcolm, but yeah, the unbelievable play to catch that ball and end that game. Malcolm Smith, just amazing. And then the next year, one of the more bizarre, epic, wild games I've ever been to in person. And so it's back, man. NFC Championship game right here in Seattle Sunday afternoon at 3:30. Who knows what's going to happen next? All I know is I'm going to ask three good football questions of Brock right now.
This is is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, question number 1, Brock. The Seahawks have to figure out Matt Stafford because at times it's felt like he has figured out the Seahawks. So what does that matchup look like? What can they do to him on Sunday?
Yeah, 2 of the 3 matchups they faced him, they've got to him. Now, that would be 0 sacks. They have not gotten him on the ground, Salk, and I think it's going to be a tremendous challenge once again because the 3 times that McDonald has faced him, you could clearly see the point of emphasis that you're just going to get rid of the ball. If it is not there, you're not extending, you're not Brock Purdy, you're not throwing back across the line of scrimmage, you're not scrambling, you're not holding it and running for 400 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Different challenge this week. You're going to get the ball out. And we're going to have answers or checkdowns, or you're just simply going to throw it away, Salk. And in 2 of the 3 matchups, that's happened. The game at home last year, yeah, man, he dumped the ball a lot. There were a bunch of 3 and outs. The first matchup, he just got rid of the ball and dumped the ball a lot. And other than red zone touchdowns that were really on the back of all of those giveaways, Matt Stafford did nothing in that first matchup. Lowest output is a Ram. We know that. And then he turns around, as G said, and they come into this building and have nearly 600 yards of offense. And you remember the first 3 quarters of that game, I do vividly watching it, they couldn't get to him, couldn't affect him. He's doing his no-lookers, right? He's zinging it across the middle. He's manipulating Drake and Ernest and the nickel. Like, he's throwing it shot after shot after shot. Like, yeah, man, couldn't get to him. So you have to affect him. In these 2 playoff games, the number is out there. He's got the lowest QB rating versus pressure. Chicago did it via DBs. 2 of their 4 sacks came from a safety in their nickel. The other 2 from the ends. But I'm looking, Salk, at other losses, like Atlanta that sacked him 3 times. It was their D-line, right? It was Houston. They sacked him 3 times. Indianapolis sacked him 3 times. Like, you can sack him. You can get to him. But, Salky, man, I know you're watching the game with me, and I don't have a clicker.
You kind of take your life in your hands if you do that, though, don't you? It's real risky.
Oh, I'm not saying but I'm talking about their pressures. Their pressures are all 5-man pressures. They're not going to bring 6, 7,
okay, good.
8. No,
I don't want to hear any of that.
No, you're not doing any of that. You're being who you are.
Good.
But you are going to mix fronts. And after that first matchup, I heard from a few different birdies, Salk, that it was really difficult on 2 days preparation to get ready for that Thursday night in the way they were humming at that point. Like when you can't simulate anything and you can't get those no-lookers and you can talk about it, but when you don't walk about it and you don't prepare and practice,
right?
And those Thursday nights, there's so little of that as G kind of referenced there. These defenders, they were humbled and they're ready to go eat.
All right, question number 2. Well, since that game, the Seahawks have been really good. Obviously, they haven't lost since then. What's been the difference, and how will that play out on Sunday?
Oh, let me make sure I got my number, my number right here, Salky. Let's see. The Seahawks have not allowed a play to gain more than 20 yards in over a month.
Wow.
They're the only team since 2000 to not allow a play more than 20 yards in 3 straight games, and that includes the playoffs.
Wow.
Carolina, San Fran. Salk, you did not allow a play over 20 yards. How many did you allow on that Thursday night against the Rams, you
5.
may ask?
9.
8.
Ugh. Too
And
many.
And then there were a couple 16s and 18s and 19s.
Can't have it.
I mean,
Can't do
8. 8. So since that game, you have given up 0. And you could say, wow, Carolina hit some big plays. Hit some big plays in their playoff game against the Rams, beat the Rams a big play. Like, no, that's Hetero McMillan. They got some dudes. They like to push it. The Niners, I mean, Brock Purdy, in his, last 6 games, the other 4 outside of the Seahawks, I mean, it was big play galore. It was 5 touchdowns, shot after shot after shot in Philly. And that faucet went empty against these Seahawks. It will be the single biggest stat in this game.
All right.
Will be explosive plays. The Seahawks have to win it.
Question number 3. Now, you have been the highest on Denver of anyone I know this week, hosting the Patriots without a quarterback with Jarrett Stidham.
Sorry, Maura. Yep.
You have been the highest of anybody on these Broncos. So for my good friend Ben Dutzer, who is a huge Broncos fan, who was nearly crippled by the news of Bo Nix getting hurt. How will the Broncos beat the Patriots?
Yeah, I think they beat them because it's in Denver. If this was in New England, I would have zero confidence. This is in Denver. In Denver, they don't have the 12s like we do in Seattle, but Salk, it is deafening. It is loud. It is elevation. It's going to be cold. It's all of that. But beyond it, they've got the right matchup. New England's O-line is not very good. Drake's been sacked 10 times in 2 games. He's fumbled 6 times. This team has sacked the quarterback almost 75 times this year. They will get to him and affect him. And I think on the other side, and I've seen this in life, and you've seen the story in the script many times, this isn't about Jarrett Stidham. It's about everybody else picking him up. Guys are going to play better than they ever have. It's like a player that's injured. And I say all the time, like, man, that guy might have a great game. Because all he's going to be thinking about is getting through the injury, and he's going to play so loose and free, and his mentals will be on point. And I think that team, and Sean Payton really likes Jarrett Stidham, and will be very aggressive and will not play scared. He will be hyper aggressive as he's been in Super Bowls, as he's been in playoff games. He's not just going to pack it in and, oh, woe is us. He's going to let it rip. And I think Denver's, and I think the mentalist Oz had a Seattle-Denver Super Bowl before the season began.
Of course he
I
did.
think that's what we're going to do.
Of course he did. That guy is out of control. All right, that is today's Blue 88. Sorry it's a little late. Had to make room for G, who had to move to make room for Erin Andrews. Just sort of how it goes sometimes. But we'll come back to some of that conversation, Brock, about some of the unheralded contributors. We'll do that in 20 after everything you need to know next. How are those Seahawks left tackles faring as we head into Sunday? Is anyone going to be able to play? I think we heard from Mike McDonald. You'll hear it next.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
We're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
The new year is finally here, and you could kick the new year off right by getting in shape and making Top Fitness your first stop. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my friends at Top Fitness, where their stores are celebrating the new year with some great deals. You could take your New Year's resolution seriously with the very best fitness gear there is set up in your home by our professional installers. They sell the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and Hyrox. Come in now and check out the best deal of deals on treadmills. They're Precor 885 treadmills that are lease returns normally sell for over $13,000, now only $36.99, including a full 3-year warranty. This is the same commercial treadmill sold to health clubs worldwide. And every new treadmill, elliptical, and home gym, well, they're all on sale. They got the largest selection of home fitness equipment in Washington, and their staff will show you why. It's no secret why everybody from pro athletes to personal trainers love their stores. Locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
STG presents Behind the Plate, a one-on-one conversation with Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh and comedian Adam Ray. This Wednesday, January 26th, 5th Avenue Theater. Don't miss Behind the Plate. One night only. Tickets are available online at Ticketmaster.com.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Fiddler's Inn reminds listeners we lose an average of 37 people every day to alcohol-related crashes and many more to distracted driving. Make an agreement with your loved ones to never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, text behind the wheel, or ride with a driver who is. Always designate a sober driver or take a ride share for a safe ride home. Here's to a sober and text-free commute from the entire team at the Hopvine Pub on Capitol Hill, Latona Pub by Green Lake, and Fiddler's Inn in Wedgwood.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Skagit County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Here's Steve Label and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
Holy catfish!
Sunday, kickoff at 3:30.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, just waiting to find out what's going to happen here with the left tackles for the Seahawks, as they're all hurt in some way, shape, or form, and none of the three have practiced at all so far this week, and that continued yesterday. I was really hoping we would get to see one of those guys out there, but it was another offer. Now, good news, Mike McDonald says, at least for Charles Cross, he's feeling optimistic.
Yeah, Charles is good. You know, we'll see how today goes, but we're optimistic for the game, but just working through his foot.
And that was before he didn't practice. Now, the other two, of course, are Josh Jones and Amari Kite. Mike gave us an update on them as well.
Yeah, Amari, knee from the game, but it's not, I mean, kind of go day by day right now on how it's going. Him and Josh, for that matter. It's just how it goes going into Sunday.
So that all sounds a little bit more positive, right?
I think so. All hands on deck. And then do you know the name Logan Brown? Are you familiar with Logan Brown on the Ready Squad, Salt?
I don't know Logan Brown. Who is he?
You don't know Logan Brown?
I don't, no. Please inform me.
Yeah, I believe in training camp or something, I may have mentioned him in a Blue 88. He was a former 5-star. He actually looks like Dwayne Brown, but a little even more puffed up. He looks exactly the way you want a left tackle to look. And big 5-star guy, and then got hurt at Wisconsin a couple different times, finished his career at Baylor, undrafted, has bounced around. But just be ready. I mean, it might be Logan Brown for the last 17 snaps leading the touchdown drive.
I mean, why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be?
Why wouldn't it be? I don't think it's going to be Drew Lock, though. Sam Darnold seems like he's fine.
He feels better than he did going into the game, and he showed that he could throw that, and so you'd like him to get some throws before Sunday.
But we'll see whether or not
we'll see.
that happens. All right, as for the game itself, we've spent a while talking about the Rams and their 3 tight end sets, right? That's kind of what's made them their thing this year. Well, Julian Love is one of the guys asked to deal with that.
Knowing who they are, 84, 87, 18, 89, all of them operate differently. They, especially in their offense, they are catered, and then you use a certain way. Just knowing who they are and where they're lined up. And then you're on them, making sure you keep eyes on them, don't allow any league kind of cheap stuff, and just play ball. I think it's just knowing it's not typical anymore in the league. I think that's the biggest thing. Everybody's going to the zebra. The game got fast, and they're kind of bringing it back and bringing out bigger bodies, and so we've got to match it accordingly.
And then, so you got to physically match. And you saw it. You saw it. Parkinson's game-winning touchdown against Carolina. That's a good DB, and he's right on him, but he's just bigger.
6'7", whatever he is.
Yeah,
6'9".
he is. He's 6'7".
He's giant.
He is, and so is Terrence Ferguson. He's 6'6", and so you can't let those guys block you out. It's like a pass to the post in basketball that I'm sure you've talked to Cecily about when she's guarding somebody bigger than you. You can't let her. You got to get around her. You got to get your hand in front. You got to knock the ball away. You can't be the one reacting, or you're gonna be the one losing.
Yeah. Maybe someday you can teach me how you taught your kids to throw a bounce pass.
Oh, yeah. Thumbs down. I got you.
Not how physically to do it, but how mentally to do it instead of constantly just throwing the ball in the same trajectory every single time. Question number, let's see. Let's move this along here. Sorry. Getting confused.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
John Schneider. You know why I'm out of sorts? I never thought we'd be saying that John Schneider has been named executive
You thought
of the
he
year.
would this year, right?
No,
But at the end of it, it was either him or the dude from New England.
It was going to be him.
Yes.
Right? I mean, we
It's
knew
just
it
too
this
much.
year.
You got the quarterback right. You got the free agents right. You got the draft right. You got your team right.
But
You're
I
the
like
number one
this-
seed. Come on.
I like this from Albert Breer. He says, very few people in any walk of the NFL are more well-liked or respected than Seahawks GM John Schneider. That is a long overdue honor for one of the best executives of his era, and certainly this was a pelt that has always needed to be on that wall. Whether he cares about it or not, I care about it, and
Tracy
he
does.
deserved it a long time ago. You think so?
I think Tracy's incredibly proud. Yes.
Oh, I'm sure she's proud, but she wasn't mad about it. Tracy's she's just salt of the earth, man.
She is too.
She's just such a cool person. Here was Mike McDonald reacting to John Schneider's award.
I think I've talked about this at length before, but to me, it's the leadership is probably needs to get talked about more with him on how he operates daily, and how he treats everybody in the environment that we've been able to create around here. Is just, I think that's helped our development of our people. That's helped guys take the next steps in their career, and you can kind of go down the list of coaches, personnel, players that have taken another step in their career, and if you kind of trace it all the way back, it's John's got a lot of responsibility in that. So, and I'm sure if he was standing right here, he'd be the first to thank all of our personnel staff, just everybody being bought in the same thing, and that's what type of guy he is. So I'm really happy he won. He deserves it.
I have no doubt about that. If John were to eventually be asked about this, he will immediately push a lot of that credit onto the scouts and everybody else in his organization, and for good reason.
Yeah, commitment from the very top, too.
Yep.
He knows who he works for. It starts there in the commitment they make. It's Chuck Arnold, the president. It's the analytics team. It's the drafting team. It's the pro personnel team. It's the college personnel team. It's all of them. It's the village. Yet he's the one that makes it about everybody else. And I think that's a big reason why he's found so much success.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Pretty impressed with the Mariners showing here on the MLB Top 100 Players list from MLB Network. They had 5 out of 100. That's impressive. Only the Dodgers and Yankees had more than that. And I'll run through it again. Logan Gilbert, 72. Josh Naylor, 70. Brian Wu, 44. Julio Rodriguez, 16. And Cal Raleigh, number 4. I believe it was Shohei 1, Judge 2, Bobby Wood Jr. 3. Pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, Mooney feels like he should be on that list as an all-star.
I would think so,
If you're an
too.
all-star, how are you not? In a legitimate, not a fill-in
Somewhere in
all-star.
the 90s, right? It would have been a good spot for him. And that would have given them 6, tied with the Yankees for second. That's about right.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, I know that there are folks saying, oh, well, they're not as good as they were last year and this, that. I don't know. You got 5 or 6 people in the top 100. You got a lot of real legitimate stars on your team.
Yeah, and the nice thing is between Luis and Kirby and Bryce Miller, those guys, they could all pop.
Absolutely.
I mean, they could have a Brian Wu. Brian Wu wasn't anywhere near that list a season ago. And where was he, you said, in the 40s?
44.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. All right, that's everything you need to know. Kraken called up my guy, Jacob Melanson. Thank you. Finally get that guy back out there.
I'm so excited.
Very pumped. And I like this Mike McDaniel story that he's interviewing in Buffalo to be the head coach. I think he might be an interesting head coach with Josh Allen. Like, I know that he's got his weird sensibilities and issues, but, like, give him Josh Allen instead of Tua, and he might do some fascinating things with that. Like, he's a smart dude.
He would. I don't know how that works with that GM and that owner.
That's true.
Right?
But
I
he
also
just
don't know how that interview worked with Harbaugh. Could you imagine?
All I know is that, what's the guy's name who did that bit yesterday?
So good.
It was so good. What's the guy's name? He used to be a Barstool, and now he's
we've had him on
Joey
the show.
Joey Molinaro. Thank you. Joey's great.
He came on as Tony Romo.
He was really good.
Tony Romo.
That impression back and forth between Jim Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. All right. Erin Andrews is going to join us in about 15 minutes, Brock. Before her, I want to spend a couple of minutes on the homework assignment that we all completed. We'll do that next, then Erin Andrews, and then we'll finish up the final hour. Getting ready for the NFC Championship game here Sunday at 3:30. It's Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports on 710.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
We're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
I don't know if you figured out where you're watching the game on Sunday, but I should always recommend Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Hawks Peak, the new sports bar, over 66 televisions, a heated outdoor deck, and all the fun that comes from watching a huge game at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. They also got the new 2,000-seat entertainment venue, exciting new dining options. Make a plan. Effortless style and the utmost relaxation. You can book right now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest. It's now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Toyota of Renton is your local dealership for best-in-class service on your vehicle. Start the new year by getting your vehicle winter-ready at Toyota of Renton's service department. You don't even need an appointment, as they offer open service drive. They have certified technicians to keep you safe and stable wherever the road takes you. From oil changes to wiper blades, brakes to air filters, Toyota of Renton's service team does it all. And right now you can save $150 when you purchase 4 new tires. Come in today for service and make sure to check out their service specials page when you visit toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien. One win away from the Super Bowl.
All teed up.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game. Sunday kickoff at 3:30. Only on Seattle Sports.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
This hour is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, Erin Andrews is going to join us in 10 minutes. I'm going to break the rules here for a moment because the rules in general are that you talk about stars, you talk about the most important players, the ones who are most popular, who everybody knows, and it's, Mike McDonald, and it's Sam Darnold, and it's, these guys that you talk about over and over again. So I'm going to break the rules, which is probably a huge no-no, especially 2 days before the NFC Championship game.
Oh, man. Lundberg 3 is going to come along.
He might.
Down. He's loafers with his white socks.
But I thought it would be good for some of the new members of the audience who maybe, are here for, if not the first time, more recently, to talk through a few players that we should all know more about, that should be included in that star conversation because they've had enormous contributions to the Seahawks this year. So my question that I gave you guys, and myself as well, for last night, which Seahawks have contributed the most while being talked about the least?
And by the way, when your homework assignment came, I was a little giddy. I'm not like you when I give homework assignments where you're like, oh.
I usually like your homework assignments.
Gosh,
no, that's not true. I usually like those.
You Jim Mora me.
Not true.
I like this one. I like it. I don't even know if I sent you my answer.
I don't think you did. I know Lyle Moore had great answers. I thought my answer was good.
Yours
Brock
was very good. G's was very good.
Yeah. So give me yours. Who is who do you have? Who deserves more credit than we've given them?
G. Scott said in his barbershop they don't talk about Ernest Jones enough. No, Ernest is talked about. He's a second team All-Pro. He's gotten his respect put on his name. The guy next to him, I still to this day. It's one of those names. Who was it with you? Seth Smith, I believe. You've had a few names through the years where you're like, what is that name again? Every time I'm like, Drake Anderson, Drake Smith, Drake. What is Drake's last name? So I usually just call him Drake because I even forget his name. But Drake Thomas, that little linebacker, And I know there's a certain coach in the division that puts some respect on his name, that when you watch the tape of Drake Thomas, that dude is an excellent football player. In fact, out of 88 graded linebackers in PFF, Salk, in the NFL, he's top 25. And nobody even knows his name. And if he were walking the Mike McDonald test, if he were walking in Pike Place Market, nobody would know that Drake Thomas is the starting inside linebacker next to Ernest Jones on the league's best defense. So for me, that dude's got 0 pub, 0 recognition, 4 sacks. He is a force. He plays so much bigger than his 6 foot. He's not even close to 6 foot, 220-pound frame. Drake Thomas, my answer.
I think it's a good one. Well, I mean, I stayed away from that one because I felt like you've mentioned him so many times this year and how much you like him, and you've asked Mike about him, that maybe we have talked about him enough. But I think that's right. He is certainly an unheralded kind of a player that belongs on this
and
list.
He's going to be in the crosshairs this week, man.
Sure.
They're going to try to, like they did in the last game, they're going to try to get 6'7" Parkinson and 6'6" Ferguson and those guys in space against him. And he's going to have to be unbelievably Cecily Salk-like. He's going to have to be so freaking feisty. He's going to have to be in their body. He's going to have to just torment them.
He gets off the
like
ice
she
last
does
night.
on the ice.
Gets off the ice, just flips me off. Like it's like, you got to be kidding me.
What?
The lack of respect is palpable. Maura, who is your unheralded Seahawk that we haven't talked enough about?
Yeah, Lyle and I were talking about how this is difficult. I think because of the nature of the defense, we talk about different guys every week. So you could name so many and say we haven't talked about them enough. But I went with Derek Hall. His stats don't really jump out at you, but I felt like he's been a difference maker this year. And so he dropped from 8 sacks to 2, so that's not great. But I think a lot of that's due to the format of the defense. And then basically PFF did my work for me because they had an article where they named him the most underrated player. So Russell Baxter of PFF pointed out that he led the Seahawks in pass rush win rate and pressure rate this season, and he also earned a 70-plus grade in both run defense and pass rushing, making him one of the most complete edge defenders on the roster.
That's a huge jump for him, too.
If you would have guessed who leads the Seahawks in win rate, I would not have put him at number 1 on that. Leonard, D-Law, some of the others, but man, that's impressive. That's good.
Yeah, that's a really good answer, and guy's got big knees. Lyle, who was your answer?
Well, I had 2. I honestly can't decide which one I want to go with. I think if I have to pick one, I'm going to say Devin Witherspoon, who's probably the biggest name of the 4 that we're going to bring up. But I say it because I don't really know why he's not talked about the same way that Patrick Surtain is in Denver or that Derek Stingley is in Houston, because he just shuts down receivers every week. Like whether it's in the slot or whether it's the side of the field, people don't throw at him. I know people talk about, well, he doesn't take the ball away. Ball's not thrown his way. PFF graded him the number 1 corner in the entire league this year.
But that is the answer. Why don't people talk about him more? Because he didn't pick the ball up very often.
But neither do some of those other guys because they don't get thrown at. It was like Sauce Gardner early on. Nobody threw his way, but he was great.
One of my favorite plays last week, if you were to go back and watch it early in the game, Seahawks send a blitz and a pressure, not even hardly a blitz, and Purdy throws into it, and Spoon is the corner there, and he makes the tackle. And it's a pretty violent tackle for like 4 or 5 yards, and he was pissed because he was like, could have picked that off. Like he never satisfied that force multiplier. Like back in the day, and 99% of corners, to your point, Lyle, are like, well, 99% don't love to tackle. He does, number 1. And number 2, he's like, could have done more than tackle. Like, yeah, his game is just next level.
He's my favorite player on the roster. Wow. I mean, I love his energy. I love what he brings to the defense. I love that he can do more than just be your standard corner, which is something that, guys like Surtain don't do. He's so versatile.
I would love to see you interviewing him. It would be really
Witherspoon?
Good.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It'd be so loud.
He's
so fast.
I mean, he's a blast, man. I love his energy. I love what he does when he blitzes. I love what he does in coverage. Like, I don't know, again, why he's not talked about like Surtain and Stingley.
Who was your other name?
AJ Barner.
That's a good one, too. AJ Barner's and the tush push stuff that the barnyard or whatever.
He actually gets a lot of love on the broadcast for most games, I feel.
We have not talked as much about him, and that's probably on us because he should probably be.
So you see some of the news breaking, by the way?
No.
This just in from Adam Schefter. Former Colts quarterback Phillip Rivers is interviewing for the Bills head coaching job.
Why not? He did such a good job playing quarterback this year. He's going to interview to be the head coach.
This league is so
I
funny.
know. It is very silly.
Funny.
Seahawks haven't really had a dynamic tight end, like a playmaking tight end in years. You look through last few, it's Greg Olson, it's Gerald Everett, it's Salk's favorite guy, Noah Fant.
Dude, I saw somebody wearing a Noah Fant jersey, Brock, on Saturday night, and I was like, I'm trying to figure out, like, what would cause you to buy a Noah Fant jersey? What did you watch that you were like, oh, I got to get that guy's jersey. I love the way he turned a 10-yard gain into a 4-yard gain. I love the way he immediately got tackled again. Like, what
I know
did
you have
you
something
watch?
against him, but to Lyle's point,
I don't have anything
they've had
against him. He just
trouble-
sucked.
They've
Like,
had trouble getting production out of tight ends, and some of that's been the tight ends, but some of it's been like the system because Colby Parkinson is scoring touchdowns left and right in LA. So the fact that they've found a fit both ways with AJ Barner is awesome.
I had some honorable mentions. I thought about Ernest Jones. I thought about Julian Love, who we don't talk about nearly enough. I thought about Jalen Sundell, who we've barely mentioned, and I think he deserves a lot of credit for stepping up as an undrafted guy. But I just don't know what to say about him other than that I haven't seen any like major problem at the center spot. But the two names that I kind of ended up focusing on were Cooper Kupp, who's been healthy all year. He's made big plays in addition to the effect on the locker room. He's a blocker. He's helped the wide receivers, right? JSN is always talking about it. I just thought this stat was kind of interesting. It's receiving success rate. Do you know what that is? It measures how often a receiver's catch or play keeps the offense on schedule. So it's defined as gaining 40% of the needed yards on first down, 60% on second down, and converting on third or fourth down. And he's right there basically with Barner, who was number one, 63%, JSN 261, Cooper Kupp was 59, and then there was a pretty significant drop off from there on the roster, taking out the guys who had like 1 or 2 receptions. That's probably more. Look, he's not leading the league in catches or in yards like he did a few years ago, but I think there was some concern at the beginning of the year that there wasn't going to be much done at all.
Yeah.
And instead, he's actually been a really good, solid contributor, which is great. My other on defense, and more, it's funny, he's definitely related to yours, would be Chenna. I thought Chenna was going to get cut. I think a lot of us did. That was maybe going to be a cap casualty. Instead, 7 sacks. And all the playing time he gets because he's so trustworthy allows the guys like Derek Hall and Boye Mafe to kind of do their thing and not be overexposed. So we could probably do this for a while. But, Brock, we have something better. Why listen to us when you can listen to Erin Andrews? Fox Sports joining us right now for, I think, the first time ever.
Maiden voyage.
I think so. Erin, good morning.
A lot of maiden voyages these last 2 weeks.
Seriously, thank you so much for being on with us.
You're welcome. It's not that big of a thrill for anyone, I promise you, but you're very, very sweet. Thank you, guys.
We've been doing this show for 17 years. We've talked to virtually every ESPN and Fox broadcaster, thanks to Brock's and, ties there. And I don't know why he's never asked you to come on. I blame Brock. I've always said we should get Erin Andrews on, and Brock's always like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. But thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It felt so amazing, nostalgic, all the words to be back at Lumen last weekend. I think I was doing my hit for the pregame show on the infamous left oblique, and the lights went off. All the lights were in the stands. The music started up. It just gave me all the LOB feels, and it was really, really cool. So I'm excited to head back there tomorrow.
How loud is it on that sideline?
It's loud. I mean, the crazy thing is that sideline is packed. I mean, and as it should be. It had been a while since fans had been at a home playoff game, obviously. And, the excitement, the magic, all of it felt like it was back. Everybody and their mom was on the sidelines. I felt like a superstar, but then Tom Brady comes down to the field and you feel like a loser. So everybody's like, climbing over you to get to Tom. So, but it was really loud. And I just sat down with Matthew Stafford yesterday and we were just talking about the crowd noise and functioning with it and everything like that. It felt like good old Seattle once again. So it was cool.
How do you do it, Erin, down there, like just from a technical standpoint? Because I get to do the little UFL stuff where there's nobody, obviously, in the stands. And I wear like the double earpiece thing, but then I can't hear what's going on the sidelines or what's being
Right.
said. So how do you do your job in A, such an unbelievably loud environment, B, where you've got to hear everything going on in your earpiece, but C, you've also got to have that out so you can kind of try to gain some insight of what you're hearing and seeing on the field.
Yeah, no, totally. A lot of the times in stadiums, I like to just wear one earpiece when I get ready to do my hit, just so I can, feel the excitement, feel the energy, and I can obviously, relay that to people watching at home or the guys in the studio. But when I was getting ready to do my pregame hit, I just thought to myself, holy crap, I can't hear anything, so I better dual up, which is what Brock just said, wear both of them in your ears. No, it's hard, and I think now that I'm old, I really am cognizant of my hearing, so I'm trying to be good about, putting both in, but it's a balancing act where, you want to, I tried for most of the game just to keep my earplug out or my IFB out, just so I could hear what was going on, hear what was being said. And then, throw it back in if the fans got way too crazy. So it's fun, though, man. You'd rather have that any day than any other scenario.
Isn't that great, Salk? You have something in common with EA.
Yeah.
Because
Losing
Salk
our hearing.
Salk has to wear these earplugs to his daughter's volleyball matches.
Yeah.
So
Those
loud.
volleyball matches are very loud. It's a unique type of loud with whistles and screaming 14-year-old girls. It's a very loud, different, unique, headache-inducing environment. So, Erin, you're on the sidelines. How every week are you able to get a sense of the personality for each team that you're around? And if so, what have you been able to sense about this Seahawks team's personality?
Well, I mean, first of all, this past week was very hard for us because we hadn't had the Seahawks at all. It was basically week 19 we were catching up on. And I was pretty anxious about it because that's a lot of stuff. I mean, throughout the year, we had covered so much of Philadelphia, so much of, not so much Dallas. Where the heck else were we? We were so many places besides Seattle.
Yeah.
And that's really, really hard in terms of, I'm sorry, I don't make the schedule. That's hard in terms of preparation. I mean, it's so nice to do a game where I look over, I know the guys so well, I know who they're talking to, I know the trainer that's running. So I really, last week was a lot of prep, and I was going back watching introductory press conferences. I was watching when Sam, first had his, things like that. And it was a lot. So in terms of personality, would I know it as well as other teams that I know, like, their insides and out, like I know their wives when they get on the field? No, but it was easy to figure this one out. And I think that's because of all the prep. We talked to, obviously, Mike McDonald. We talked to Sam Darnold. I did a sit down with Sam. I was at the facility talking to the PR guys. I had talked to Julian Love. And you start just asking, I was saying to them, sorry for the broad questions, but I want to go back to day one here. So, I mean, I felt like it was an exam, probably the biggest exam I've studied for. And you could tell right away, I mean, especially with this defense, just how fun they were, how much they cared about each other, how much they were just honed in on every single detail. There had been so much talk with us and obviously so much preparation about how violent they are, how they just swarm to the ball, their defense. And, in talking to Julian Love last week, he was saying how much of this is such a nameless group. It's not like the big stars. And we were saying that during the break after big plays, like, why don't people talk nationally enough about Leonard Williams? Why don't people talk enough about some of these guys? And Tom Brady kept saying, well, they will now. And you could just feel that. I kept saying to Matthew yesterday in the sit down, this defense is so freaking fast. They just swarm. They are violent. There's no other way to say it. It is unfreaking believable to say in person. The only other time I felt this way and seeing somebody play in person was the first time I saw Lamar Jackson play. We were doing a Thursday night game in Baltimore, and it was many, many years ago, and it was like, they came down to me, and I remember Joe Buck saying, what is it like to see him in person? I'm like, it's like watching a freaking video game. It's unbelievable. And that's how I felt watching this defense. It was like, holy crap, they're going to rip your face off.
Yes, they
There's
are.
that.
Yes, there is. Okay, so I'll ask the question. all these years later, when you're down in that piece of real estate on the turf where you sat with a very loud Richard Sherman, just very loud in that moment, do you still, is it kind of surreal? Or have there been enough moments in that stadium afterwards where you're like, okay, fine, you all want to talk about it, you all bring it up, who's talking, like, or does it still kind of bring a little twinkle to your eye, a little chuckle every time that you're down on that turf in that area?
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I think obviously we talked a lot about it last week, and we played the clip, and my best friend works with Sherm every week, Carissa Thompson, on Thursday Night Football. So I feel like I'm part of that crew when I hear all the stories and everything like that. But Sherm and I have always stayed in touch. But yeah, last week I texted him before the game and I said, "Are you coming?" And he said, "I'll be there." And I just said, "Let's get a picture." And I said, "It's San Francisco, Seattle, babe. That's always, like, I always think about you." And he's like, "That's always our game." Yeah, I mean, listen, getting to see Sherm, getting to see Doug Baldwin, getting to see Cam Chancellor down there, Cliff Averill, that was very much, I wasn't a child when I covered them, but I was very young starting out in the NFL. And I said to those guys last week, once I saw, Angry Doug down on the field, I ran up and gave him a big hug, and I kind of gave him a family hug with Sherm. Those guys did a lot for me. That was right when I started out in the NFL on Fox. They were, who they were, LOB, and they looked out for me. They were always available. They always gave me, great insight. They were always willing to do a post-game interview. They really were so wonderful. And I was telling somebody the other day, when you have athletes or coaches or even general managers that'll make the time for you, that just sends a message to other people, either in the league or in other sports, like, look, she's for real. You can trust her. We trust her. And that means a lot to me. So I was definitely, feeling all the feels, seeing Sherm down there. Still pissed we didn't get a Snickers commercial out of that. I tried to sell it to Mars when it happened. Like, even when he went to the 49ers, I thought it would be cool to be like, "Hey, Sherm, have a Snickers, don't be hangry." And then he was in a 49ers uniform. But, yeah, they never bid on that. And I think that's their loss and my bank account's loss.
It is truly. I mean, I know I've heard you talk about how you have some regrets and that there was another question you wanted to ask before you sent it back up to.
Major regret.
Yeah.
Major regret.
Well,
yep.
I know you feel that way, but it's such an unbelievable, like, just raw, real moment. And I'll never get over, like, his surprise at you asking who he was talking about, as if everyone was supposed to know, even though he had never said. I mean, like, all of it is just, it's such a bizarre, magical, cool, weird moment.
But so well received here.
Yes,
everybody here
loves
about that at a seminar or something. At one point, we had a chat about it. Honestly, it's like an iconic. Reel. Like, that is so freaking cool that it was just raw. It was just so raw. If I could
take the expression off my face, and Sherm was my favorite. I mean, I think whenever that was, and I think it was, maybe it was after that, you mad bro shirt. Like, we had done so many of their games that year. We were in the cafeteria with them. I mean, I remember my husband, when I was saying, "Oh, yeah, I'm having a smoothie with the Legion of Boom." He's like, "What? Who does that?" And that's how great that group was, and so wonderful to me. And like I have explained over and over, Sherm had told us that there was some tension with Crabtree. So I knew right away, but my face, which I just want to punch in the face because it looks so ridiculous, because it looks like I'm almost like annoyed, but I'm thinking to myself, holy crap. What do I ask? Because this is going to be huge. No athlete responds like this.
Never.
And then when I give the head nod, I'm like thinking to myself, well, here we go. This is this. So, yeah. I mean, Sherm was perfect, but yeah, if I could do it over, I would. But you're very sweet to say that.
Brock has often said, and we'll let you go here, but Brock has often said that if the average person could stand on the sidelines and actually see the NFL up close, they would be just totally shocked and blown away at how much faster it is than what we all think we see on TV or even in the stands. How truly fast, physical, loud, crazy, how do you describe the NFL from your position on the sidelines?
Freaks of nature. It's just, and listen, I married a hockey player. I'm used to big hits. it's so funny when those guys talk to me because they'll, say, God, those guys are crazy. And NFL players, I just was with a group the other day, a bunch of them, and all they wanted to talk about was football. They're like, no, they're crazy in terms of respect, like hitting, how hard, how physical it is, how violent it is. It is the best freaking athletes in the world going head to head with pads on, with full speed, making these insane acrobatic catches, unbelievable, powerful tackles. And then I would like to say, as a woman, some of the best drama and reality show stuff I've ever seen in my life. People say all the time women are dramatic. These guys off the field, they're hilarious. They are, some of the NFL is great with the storylines. You can't make it up. Like I was saying to Sam last week, he's giving all this praise to the 49ers in terms of I wouldn't be here without you guys and everything I learned under Kyle and Brock. Yet they're trying to, beat him so he can't go to the Super Bowl. It's just the storylines are amazing. It's fantastic, all of it.
Well, the text line's pretty upset, Brock, mostly at you for not having asked Erin to come on earlier than this. Just a tremendous response. Stop. This is one of the best interviews you've ever done. EA is super cool. I mean, I could read these essentially for the next 10 minutes, Erin. Just a huge, huge fan base for you here in Seattle. And I think Brock and I are high on that list as well. So thank you so much. Please, let's do this again. Hopefully we'll see you in San Francisco in a couple of weeks if the Seahawks can pull this off. And
yeah, for sure. What's the weather? What are we walking into? I've been refreshing my weather app every day.
Nice.
I feel like the rain is going to be gone, right?
We haven't had rain. I don't know what's happening here, but we haven't had rain in 10 days.
Don't jinx it.
We're going golfing today. No, it's going to be, might be chilly, but it's going to be nice.
Yeah, it'll be probably 40 around kick, I would say.
Drop probably into the, high 30s maybe, but it's, I mean, you could be in Chicago. You could be in, any number of places.
I kind of want you to pull off that little fur coat you wore.
The fur. Listen, it was fantastic. It fit Philadelphia, mob wife, all of it. It was perfect.
Mob wife, that's great. Erin, thank you so much. Please, let's do this again, and we'll look forward to hopefully now that the Seahawks have reached at least an NFC championship game, I assume we will get to see you and your crew a little bit more often next year. So thank you so much.
Oh, listen, I live out west. I would love it. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.
Awesome. There you go. Erin Andrews, the great Erin Andrews. That was really fun. And Brock, we should have her on more. I mean, she's just a really, she's good at her job.
Give me your Pete Carroll voice. That was what?
That was really fun. But it was. I really appreciate hearing some of the hard work that goes into being, I mean, she's been at the top of her game for a decade plus. I mean, more than that. So, yeah.
You just have to build. And I saw this with Herbie when I got to ESPN originally. I was a little jelly, right? And the other guys that have been around it for so long, Tom Rinaldi, but Aaron, they build trust. John Clayton was one of the greatest Hall of Famer in our market to do that. Build rapport, build trust. They want to talk to you, right? Because they want their stories told. And, she does an amazing job, and fun to hear some of the background.
That was great. I really enjoyed that. We'll have to do that again. All right, quick break. Come back here. We'll give you a little For You and Review, which gives us a chance to talk about some of the biggest storylines heading into Sunday. And then we'll get to the phones at 9:30. So hopefully everyone's got something to say. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
We're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Our #1 thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Trust and Will.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable, and I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will.
Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/game. That's trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cat there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Another thank you to Erin Andrews. She was great. What a week we've had of guests, Brock. And Erin just sort of the icing on the cake, but as good as anyone else we've had. At the end of each week at 9 o'clock on Friday, we like to go through all of those guests and remind you that you can find all of the videos up at either seattlesports.com or the Seattle Sports app or on the Seattle Sports YouTube page. And that's who sponsors For You in Review.
Brock and Salk present For You in Review.
Time for our weekly chat with Jeff Passan from ESPN. We've got Joel Klatt. Good morning, Joel.
Let's talk to Coach McDonald.
This is For You in Review, brought to you by the Seattle Sports YouTube page, where you can find the full version of every interview.
Yeah, and we honestly have so much this week, Brock, we can't even get to everybody. So I'm going to try to buzz through this as quickly as possible. Apologies to Kurt Menefee, who was great, and we've played some of his sound. Erin Andrews, who we just had on today. Mike McDonald, of course, started our week on Monday. I was going to play you the whole idea of having edge but playing with poise, because I like that, but the whole thing of Leonard Williams taking advice from Gray Zabel was just too good to ignore.
Doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. So, but I mean, I also speaks to who Gray is. I mean, just what a stud. It's awesome. And Leo. Hey, I'm humble enough. This guy's an all-pro in our league. I mean, he's humble enough to recognize great information from a guy that he's built a great relationship with. I think it's pretty awesome.
Who's a rookie, right? I mean, just incredible.
I said to you, I shared a little family anecdote off the air, but just a cool story about having a voice. And it's hard to find, man. A lot of talented players, so many talented players. But having a talented player like Gray, who's got a voice and a conviction, that's why you took him in 18. That's why Steve Hutchinson stood on the table and said, you shall not pass up this pick.
And having a talented player like Leonard who's willing to listen to a rookie was incredible. And then having a coach like Mike McDonald who forced all of these guys to get to know each other and like each other and trust each other so that they could do those sorts of things. It's an incredible accomplishment and a big part of the reason they are where they are. Daniel Jeremiah joins us on Tuesdays, and he gave us his key to this game. He thinks we'll know how it's going to go pretty early.
I think the start of this game is going to be big. And Sam, what he's done, just kind of playing within himself, not trying to do too much, is the perfect formula for what they need to do. But I'm with you. I mean, this is not the peak of the Rams that we saw, but they're playing in such bad weather. It's hard to take too much out of that.
Salky, there's a guy in the gym in our little community center, and he and some other fellas talk a lot of gambling. Like he really talk gambling. And so he's built like Wendell was. He's a little French bulldog too. Man, is he a powerful guy. And I said to him, what do you think about this week, this line? He's like, oh, I never bet the line or something pre whatever the term is in gambling. What do you mean? He's like, I wait till the game starts. Mm-hmm. I never bet before the snap. I got to see it with my eyes. So I only do in-game betting. And I was like, that's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
There's that large of a he's like, oh, absolutely. But I got to see with my eye. I got to see what, before I will never do that. And I think that's what DJ's saying. Let's see what this first quarter feels like.
The game dictate itself, right?
Yeah. Will it be, and then declare itself? Will it be like the first one?
Yes.
Will it be like the first one where it was a defensive, or is it going to be like the second one?
I got to run through so many of these, Brock. Let me see. We got like five more cuts in 3 minutes.
Fine.
Here is Joel Klatt, who likes the Seahawks.
I still favor Seattle in this game. I really do. I think that it's going to be incumbent on Seattle to control the game at the line of scrimmage on the offensive side, keep Sam into a situation where he's not throwing in obvious down situations. And if they can do that, then they should win the game. Again, like they are a better team than the Rams. The Rams have a better quarterback. Okay. And then we all say like, well, okay. So unless Stafford goes out there and puts up another 400 or 500 bills, I still like Seattle.
I like them too, and I do think Sam's going to have to make some throws in this game, though. Maybe it's only 3 big ones out of 20 or 5. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be more than that. I think Sam's going to have to throw the ball a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to rise to that occasion. I have a good feeling for it this week.
First matchup, Rams had a 30-yard run and a 48-yard run, more than half of their total rushing yards. Second matchup, Seahawks had a 55-yard run and a 31-yard run by Shaheed. About half of their total rushing yards. Explosive runs will also be so critical, to Joel's point.
All right, well, Jeff Saturday joined us as well, former center, of course, and he's looked at this Seahawks defensive line and just how good it is. I said, all right, if you were playing against them, what do you do?
Jump set, and more jump set. Do not let them get started. I am trying to take everything out of them before. They may catch you every now and again and get the edge, but man, if you're trying to soft set any of those guys, you are getting trucked. And the physicality they play with, the gap they get through, even sliding, like they do a nice job of turning hips and splitting doubles. This is as good a group as there is.
Yep.
That's pretty high praise, Brock.
And Drake Thomas and Josh Jobe and Devin Witherspoon, I'd say the same thing to you guys with their big bodies, with Puka and with those tight ends, jump into their body, and you cannot be the one reacting to them. You can't. You've got to be the aggressor.
Well, he went even farther talking about everything this D-line can do.
What's crazy, typically teams like up front, they're good at one thing, right? Like they're either all really good at pass rushing, they're all good. These guys, it doesn't matter. I mean, they can flat out get after you in either phase of the game, which makes it an absolute nightmare for you up front.
All true, all true. And let me finish here with Kevin Burkhardt, who also joined us this week. What a week we've had with all of these guests, and throw Erin Andrews and Kurt Menefee. Just incredible. Sounds like Tuesday, if the Seahawks win, we're going to talk to Tom Brady. The GOAT will be on with us as well. But this was Kevin Burkhardt, who will call the game on Sunday afternoon with Brady, talking about the intelligence level of these two head coaches and what that really looks like.
Even though they have their ways, they're not stuck in their ways. They can adapt. And I think that's really the hardest thing in the NFL is, can you adapt to things that are right in front of you? And I think these two guys are as good as anybody does. And I think, look, I'll give you an example just with McVay. The easiest example is this. His bread and butter all these years was running 11 personnel, which is the 3 wide receivers, right? But that's who they had best personnel-wise over the years. That's how their team laid out the best. This year they're running 3 tight ends. They basically got the whole league to run 3 tight ends for the most part because of the success they had. And they had never done it. It's just so he's totally changed his stripes over things like that. I think it's adapting to your personnel and adapting to things in games in real time. I think that really separates these two guys.
Bad coaches adapt the day after when they watch the tape. Good coaches adapt at halftime when they all get together and they react. Great elite coaches like these two react in real time. You got me on that one. You're not going to get me on the next snap in the next series. And that's why their teams are on the precipice of the Super Bowl.
Pretty cool. All right, we're going to take phone calls coming up here in about 20 minutes, 866-979-3776. If you missed any of those interviews, Mike McDonald, Daniel Jeremiah, Joel Klatt, Kevin Burkhardt, Jeff Saturday, Erin Andrews, all of it, all up at the Seattle Sports YouTube page. Great place to catch up with everything we do here on this show. We'll come back with our final version of everything you need to know for this week, and then your calls to finish it up. I'm Brock and Salk.
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
We're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Are your investment dollars working as hard as they should be? You've spent years building your future. Don't let outdated advice put it at risk. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. We're a veteran-owned firm proud to bring a new standard of financial care to the Seattle area. Our nationally recognized advisors are fiduciaries, ethically bound to put your interests first. That's the highest standard of care in the industry. As a privately held company, we answer to you, our valued clients, not shareholders. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a customized plan. From Bellevue to Tacoma, get advice you can count on. It's time to take a fresh look at your financial plan. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth. Plan smarter, dream bigger.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Get ready for a winter of winning with $125,000 in cold hard cash. Win your share of this spectacular polar payout every Saturday in January with hourly drawings starting at 6 p.m. The fun snowballs from there into a guaranteed $10,000 giveaway at midnight. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Here's Steve Label and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
Holy catfish!
Sunday, kickoff at 3:30.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Breast cancer is a tough battle for anyone to fight. But when you can't work, care for your kids, or even put food on the table, that diagnosis can be devastating. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to support Northwest Hope and Healing. Our mission is to provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare, so patients can focus on healing. For more than 25 years, Northwest Hope and Healing has distributed over $3 million to thousands of local cancer patients, and you can help make a difference in our community. Join us on Saturday, January 31st, for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of fine wine, gourmet cuisine, and inspiration at Mary Hill Winery in the heart of Woodinville wine country. Get your tickets now for Cork, Fork, and Support on January 31st. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, Brock, the injury report from yesterday was not ideal. After 14 names appeared on it the day before, only a few of those became full participants yesterday, and most of them were the guys that were essentially just resting veterans. So what is our level of concern really at the left tackle spot where all 3 guys have been non-participants?
Yeah, I think you listen to Mike, and Mike is very, very careful of how he does the whole injury thing and protective of it and all. This is this is the NFC Championship. There's going to be a week in between the Super Bowl, so 2 weeks after it. And like, if you're close, you're going to do what it takes to play. And that's what I hear when Mike McDonald was in particular talking about Charles Cross.
Yeah, Charles is good. You know, we'll see how today goes, but we're optimistic for the game. But just working through his foot.
Okay, working through.
I'd sure like to see limited today.
Yeah.
Maybe out of two of them, I don't know if Kite is either. You know, if they're out, and obviously the injury designations come out today, my gut would say a couple of them will be questionable. I don't know about Josh Jones. He may be out. Logan Brown, who's on the practice squad most of the season, would be kind of the next man up at left tackle. Is he going to get activated from the squad? Like, we'll get a little more tell between now and kickoff.
All right. In the meantime, Sam Darnold, kind of business as usual. We knew he wasn't going to throw much this week, so not a lot of panic over the fact that he hasn't. But Mike would like to see him, make a couple throws.
He feels better than he did going into the game, and he showed that he could throw that, and so you'd like him to get some throws before Sunday.
I think you would.
I did like to see him. I did like seeing him sprint on the field yesterday.
Okay. That's
that
good.
Was a good sign.
That's nice. One other name that will be different in this game versus the last one is Devontae Adams, who returns for the Rams. And he was asked about that and how hard it was to not play in that game.
It crushed me. Anytime if I'm in the game and I can't affect it, or, if I'm not able to play in the game at all, it's just that helplessness, that type of feeling is not a good feeling as a receiver, especially one that has been relied on a lot, in the past, to be able to put things together and ultimately get you where you want to be as a team. So just watching, it was tough, especially in the red zone, seeing us, kind of struggle the first couple drives there, getting points, and knowing what I've been able to do, just feeling like I could have changed that. So it's a great team, and obviously we did a great job on offense and put up some unbelievable numbers and all of that. But just, my presence out there, I always feel like I can help, whether it's making a play or just affecting coverage or whatever it is. So it's exciting to be able to get another crack at it.
I don't know, man. I may eat these words. I don't mind seeing him back out there. Less of Puka with the ball in his hands, and more of Devontae at this age and stage where he's not nearly as explosive.
It's a hard thing to say out loud.
I know.
I don't know that I can disagree with you. I think it makes some sense. All right, championship weekend. Trips to the Super Bowl on the line. New England at Denver at noon in the warm-up game. Brock's already got Denver in that one. And then the Seahawks host the Rams 3:30 p.m. right here at Lumen Field.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Nice to be able to talk about John Schneider winning Executive of the Year finally after all of these years. It's been well-deserved. What he's done here in terms of moving on from some people, hiring Mike McDonald, hiring Clint Kubiak and being a part of that, and then all of the drafts and free agent moves and trades over the last 2 or 3 years that have led to this. Yeah, I mean, he gets it for this year, but really I think it's for what's happened over the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, and I think that sound that we played or you read of Albert Breer earlier is absolutely true. Perception does not always meet reality. And when you're at this gig, as long as we've been at it, we could both rattle off, I don't know, Salk, a couple dozen folks where it's like, yeah, that's their perception, but the reality, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
John Schneider's perception of the guy that wears the belt in the locker room, right? The guy that likes to have fun at Dino's every once in a while, of the guy that relates with everybody, of the guy that sure seems to be one of the most likable figures in the NFL. That perception is the reality. He's that liked by his peers. It's why he's a deal maker. It's why he's been at this for so long. It's why other organizations like Green Bay and Detroit and others have come calling for him. And pretty cool for him, for Tracy, for their entire team, for the organization. To me, that's an organization award. And as you said, long overdue.
Yeah, absolutely. NFL still trying to round out all these job openings. At this point, Buffalo is up next, I think, with the Ravens hiring Jesse Minter yesterday. And they're all over the map. Mike McDaniel's in for an interview. It sounds like they're interviewing Phillip Rivers. They're all over the place. So we'll see what direction that ends up going. But after Buffalo, you got Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Vegas, and Arizona. I was thinking about Arizona and how Mike McDonald was, brought in here to be the defensive equivalent of McVay and Shanahan. I mean, in theory, wasn't that what they were hoping would be true with, the Pew Pew guy?
Yeah.
Like, he that's why you don't just hire the defensive coordinator from the best team. That's why you don't just look at the winning team. You're like, oh, the Eagles are doing well. Hire their coordinator. Because that guy's not a head coach.
Yep.
Mike McDonald's a successful coordinator, sure.
I bet you Vance Joseph, the D coordinator for Denver, you've seen his name attached there. I bet you that would be the fit.
Did he go to
Second
Arizona?
time around. Yeah, it didn't work the first time around in Denver. I could see that.
Yeah, he got to be better than the dude that was there.
Yeah.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
This is cool. Mariners top 100 players list came out in MLB. This is through MLB Network. And the Mariners were third with 5 in the top 100, only behind the Dodgers and Yankees. It was Logan Gilbert, 72, Naylor, 70, Brian Wu, 44, Julio, 16, Cal Raleigh, number 4. Those all feel
the most. Is that the most they've ever had in our
It's
time?
got to be. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know if the MLB Network has done this for that whole time.
Lyle, do you know that answer?
They've done this at least a decade, but in terms of most Mariners, I would think, off the top of my head, I don't know definitively, but I would have to imagine.
Yeah.
And again, it really should have been 6 because
Munoz gets screwed.
I mean, Amsinger put together his snub list, and he basically said Munoz to him would have been 101.
Yeah, I think that's right.
You know, Nico Horner didn't make this list. Top 100.
That doesn't seem right.
No, it's crazy.
6-win player last year.
Yeah.
Come on. Anyway, pretty cool. We begged for stars here. The Mariners certainly have 2 of them in the top 16. That's pretty cool. And Cal's jump from 59 to 4. It's pretty insane. Kraken get going tonight. Home against Anaheim. Excited for the return of the little Spitfire, Jacob Melanson. Go out and hit some people.
Gosh, poor guy's got so much expectation.
I know.
Yeah. Everybody in the market now knows his name.
100 people texted me about him yesterday. Tweeted at me. Like, yeah. He's back. All right, that's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here
He's
in the
gonna
Brock and
wonder
Salk
why
Show.
is all the media around me here?
Guy's good, man. He's a hitter. He's what they need. I like him.
He's a 4th-line winger.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want to talk about?
Hitting people. I think that it's helpful to hit people when you play hockey, and he's good at that, so I'd like to see more of it. And he's a 4th-line winger now. Maybe eventually he's a 3rd-line winger, and who knows from there. I mean, he just played a couple of games here in the NHL. All right, Brock, let's open up the phones. 866-979-3776 is the phone number. Last week, it felt like it took a little pushing and prodding to get the old people there. I had to prod them. Yeah, I don't like that. All right, so what's up there for people today? You want to talk about the Seahawks? You want to talk about Sam Darnold? We've talked a lot about him. You got something to say about Mike McDonald and everything that he has done to, kind of get this team where it is, about John Schneider, who finally wins Executive of the Year, how you feel about the matchup with the Rams and McVay and Stafford and Puka Nacua. I mean, you can go on, what it would feel like in that building on Sunday. We've mentioned the Mariners a little bit. I mean, for those that are angry about the Mariners, and I don't think that's nearly as many people as it was, 5 guys in the top 100 and really could be 6. That's kind of a big deal, and I wonder how you react to that. And then certainly anything else that's on your mind. So 866-979-3776 is the phone number. The phone lines will be open, and you're next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
The team that got rid of Pete Carroll, let Geno go, DK is out of here, lots of moving parts, are playing to go to the Super Bowl. No one thought this was going down like this. I didn't see this happening for this ball club. It's been the best transition in the league in the past couple of years. No other team has made the major moves that this team has made and gotten to this point.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
All right, if you're looking for someplace to watch the games, you know where to go. Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Yeah, maybe even get a room for the night so you can have all the fun you want to. Go catch the game and every game at Hawks Peak. Over 66 televisions, the heated outdoor deck. Awesome spot to watch the game and all the fun stuff that comes from doing it at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. The rooms are unbelievable, so book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest. It's now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
STG presents Behind the Plate, a one-on-one conversation with Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh and comedian Adam Ray. This Wednesday, January 26th, 5th Avenue Theater. Don't miss Behind the Plate. One night only. Tickets are available online at Ticketmaster.com. Donate it today to Cars4Kids.org. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS. Donation is super easy and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, Roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Toyota of Renton is your local dealership for best-in-class service on your vehicle. Start the new year by getting your vehicle winter-ready at Toyota of Renton's service department. You don't even need an appointment, as they offer open service drive. They have certified technicians to keep you safe and stable wherever the road takes you. From oil changes to wiper blades, brakes to air filters, Toyota of Renton's service team does it all. And right now you can save $150 when you purchase 4 new tires. Come in today for service and make sure to check out their service specials page when you visit toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien. One win away from the Super Bowl.
All teed up.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game. Sunday kickoff at 3:30. Only on Seattle Sports.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
New siding doesn't have to break the bank. We offer affordable options that add value and protection to your home. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. And while we're at it, ask about our roofing, windows, decking, and gutter services for even more savings. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free siding inspection. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Trust and Will.
My dad and I were always close, but some things we just didn't talk about, like his will. After he was gone, we found out he didn't have one, and it created a lot of stress during a time of grief.
Creating a will can be hard to think about, but avoiding it can lead to greater difficulty for the people you love. That's why Trust and Will makes estate planning simple. Create a will online in as little as 30 minutes.
Now, I have a will in place to make sure my loved ones are protected. With Trust and Will, it was easy and affordable, and I got peace of mind knowing my wishes are clear.
Trust and Will.
Get 20% off when you visit trustandwill.com/game. That's trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Just let that fella cootie. Just let it sit there for a little bit. Get you ready for the weekend, Brot. Then that put you in a good mood.
You golfing today?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Chambers.
Chambers?
Yeah. Heading to
Big
Chambers
dog.
today.
The big dog?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm ready. Gonna hit driver right off the bat, right on
Let's
one.
go.
We're ready
Let's
to go.
go.
Little Chambers Bay this
Were
morning.
the callers ready to go, or you got to guilt them again? What do we got?
I know we got them. We got them. They're all there,
You got 'em?
Brock.
Okay.
The phone lines
All
are
right.
full. Not a huge surprise, but we'll see. Sometimes before a big game, people are just kind of like excited, but they don't always know what to say. So let's see what the people are at today.
I hope
866.
there's a glory days. I hope there's a Piala.
Is this Isabel the kid in Iowa?
yeah. Oh,
this is
that's Isabel.
Cecily's fan, right?
Yep.
Isabel, good
Yep.
morning.
Good morning.
How are you? What's going on this morning?
Good. I'm able to call today because my school is canceled because it is negative 18 degrees outside today.
Jeez, it is really cold. Oh my gosh. All right, well, stay inside, stay warm.
Well, bring the heat like you always do, then, Isabel. Bring the heat.
First, I wanted to thank Maura for looking up where she visited in Iowa and sharing that after I called last time.
Sorry, I couldn't remember. Davenport.
Yeah, beautiful Davenport. It's only negative 16 there today.
Today, I wanted to call and ask each one of you what your favorite memory in sports is.
Oh, whoa.
My favorite sports memory was watching the playoff game between the Mariners and the Tigers on TV because I knew my dad and my grandpa were at that game.
Oh, awesome. That's great. That's a really good answer. Well, hopefully there'll be even better ones ahead for you, Isabel. That's a really good answer. Our favorite sports memories? Wow. All right. Well, Brock, why don't you go first? Because you've
Been a few,
lived in a few of them.
Got to be at the national championship game for Washington, Michigan in '91. The Super Bowl was unbelievable. So, like, not being on the field, but as a fan like you, Isabel, I'd probably put those two at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty special. By
Maura?
the way, she sounds a little bit like that cartoon character you played. That sound you would play.
Brightwing?
Brightwing. Little Bright is Isabel is our
No.
little Brightwing.
Isabel's a little easier to understand, certainly, than Brightwing. More mature.
For sure, but just a joy.
Yeah.
Just a joy.
All right. Maura, you got a favorite? Absolute favorite?
Yeah, it's not going to be popular here, but I'm sorry. My dad's from Boston. I was raised to root for those teams. So, I mean, the Red Sox winning the World Series in 04.
Why so sad?
No.
You should smile like this.
Oh, my goodness.
Brightwing.
Oh, that's my fault.
Sure. Yeah, that is your fault. 04, that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That was pretty good.
And I hope for that.
Which was
for
better, the
Mariners
World
fans,
Series or
when you
beating the
waited
Yankees,
for something for so long and it hasn't happened, it's just that's going to be your favorite.
Lyle's still waiting for one. He doesn't have a
It's
favorite
what I hope
sports
for
moment
Mariners
yet.
Lake Washington Kangaroos over Lakeside. Shut
Is that
your
what it was,
mouth. State
Lyle?
champs. Eat it.
I am ready for battling. Are you ready, friend?
Sorry.
That's
my
my bad.
gosh.
I
Good
am
job,
so
Brock.
sorry. I am so sorry, but there is a commonality there. There is a beautiful
Very,
sense
very
to
much
both of
so.
those.
Lyle, what's your answer?
Serious answer? It's probably the tip, Sherman.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was at that game, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are all great. All those are really good. And Brock and I next year, that was pretty great with Russ to curse to win it. That was awesome. For me, it's probably the Vinatieri kick to win the Super Bowl. The first time, just because Heather and I started dating that night, and dating is one word for it. But it was a good night.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. It led to marriage. So, all right, 866. Thank you. 866-979-3776. Let me go to Erin in Vancouver. Hello, Erin.
Hey, good morning. Hey, I'll bring the heat, and I'm confident, okay?
Okay.
First off, guys, great job this week. Thank you so much. You brought in a lot of awesome guests. Erin Andrews, she's hilarious. I didn't think she'd be that funny, but she does an awesome job, so thank you for that. Second, last week I called. I predicted that the boys would come out, the mob would come out, and they would be the dogs, and they would dominate, and that's exactly what happened. So my name being Aaron, I don't know, I'm not really a prophet. I'm Moses' brother. I'm still going to predict that we're going to come out. We're going to dominate. We're not going to score as many, they'll score more points than the Niners did, but we are still going to take this to the house and run with it.
All right. I love it. I mean, it's a confident prediction there, Brock. Confident prediction.
Yeah, Moses' brother Aaron, he had to do a lot of the lifting, and this is going to take the whole crew. And I forget if it was Kurt or if it was Kevin. It was Kevin that said it's going to be the special teams face. a lot of these other things, you get to this game in this magnitude and we see it, right? We see it. We saw it with the Blue Jays and the Mariners over those 7 games. Like this washes out that washes out that. Cal's going to do his thing. Vlad's going to do his thing. Stars are going to do their things. And then unfortunately the Jays had some contributors. Some of their young guys played way over their skis and elevated. And I think your special teams phase, your return game, the threat of those, the field position advantage that gains, right? Your kicking situation, your tackling, like I think that phase.
Sure hope so. I mean, look, the last time the loss to the Rams, their special
ball went out
teams,
at the 1-inch line.
Right. I mean, like that's probably the best punt I've ever seen.
Ever.
Seahawks probably win the game if it's not for that. So,
Yep.
yeah, no, you're right. Special teams, of course, end up playing a role, even though we don't talk about them, but there's really not that much. What are you going to do, break down the special teams all week? Although, did you see any of the Jay Harbaugh sound from yesterday?
I did.
Brady kind of paired it up. Nice job by Brady Henderson pairing it with the video of the play and how Rashid Shaheed set everything up and waited just long enough before cutting to the hole he wanted to get to. It's a pretty cool breakdown on something we almost never see.
I'm going to guess they won't kick to him. I'm going to guess they're try to kick it out of the end zone every single time, put it to 35.
Great.
And I think their punter is probably going to just coffin corner and sideline kick all game long.
35? I'll take it at the 35 all game. I mean, remember, was it that same game 2 times ago where they started at like the 8-yard line every time? They had no field position the whole game?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Kick it in the end zone. Take the ball at the 35. Sounds great. 866-979-3776. Let me go to Daryl in Newcastle. What's up, Daryl? There you go. Daryl, what's up?
Hey, you guys. I just wanted to say 2 things. I'll start with a negative and end with a positive. It bothers me how every time we play the Niners and the Rams, the weather is nice. Why can't it rain and pour when they come here? Second of all, I think we are going to dominate this game because this is the Hunger Games. We are hungry. Stafford has had his Super Bowl. We all have chips on our shoulder, and this is just our time. Everything has just kind of fell in line for us at the right time. So I'm looking forward to a victory. I'm nervous as hell, but, man, it's in the air. We're going to win this Super Bowl. I'm going there, man.
As far as the weather goes, I don't know. I kind of like Sam playing in good conditions, to be honest with you. I don't know if I'd in this matchup in particular. Yeah, the Rams and Stafford doesn't win in bad weather until he does. Right? Kyle Shanahan doesn't lose in the divisional round, and Purdy until he does.
I think bad weather's a little bit more than divisional round, though. Like, bad weather can certainly affect a player differently than what round they happen to be playing in. I think, honestly, I'm kind of with you, though. Cold, but not necessarily bad weather is probably for the best. Right? Make it cold enough so it's not Los Angeles. He's got that finger issue that I think is going to hurt. Certainly, the cold will affect his finger more than it would affect Sam Darnold's side, his oblique. So I think that's actually probably the perfect situation for the Seahawks. It'll be cold. It should be, in the 30s. Not, the frozen tundra.
No.
But it'll be
this
chilly.
Game, by the way, if this game were in Chicago, like the divisional round were this weekend, and that game was in Chicago,
they'd be able to play it.
Isabel would tell you, like negative 8.
She said negative 18.
Well, right now, but I was looking at Chicago on like Saturday or Sunday,
Throw the wind. Oh my gosh, that is a big no, thank you. 866-979-3776. I would not go to that game, just so you know. I'd be home. I'm out. I got no need for that. Let me go to Brian in Maple Valley. What's up, Brian? Good morning.
Hey, morning, guys. Happy Friday. For the past year, I'm sick and tired of hearing about Sam Darnold. Every national person, even locally, hey, the Hawks will do good only if Darnold doesn't throw a pick. Every quarterback throws picks. The man has won 14 games across 2 different teams the past 2 seasons, and he had 1 game where he looked horrible last year against the Rams. It's playoffs. But so did Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl when he played the Hawks. When you get beat up and you're constantly getting sacked and under duress, it's hard to be good. And so can we look at the picture and go, the man's won 28 games in 2 seasons. Let's not write the narrative one way or the other until the postseason's done after we win the Super Bowl. But I'm just sick of that narrative that you have let Darnold.
It's the narrative until you change it. Like, it's the narrative until he changes it. That's how it goes. He's got to change it. Nobody else can change it. He's got to change it.
It's just such an easy cop-out when so are we going to call Josh Allen horrible because he lost the game for the Bills last week?
No one's calling anyone horrible. That's not what's happening here. No one's calling Sam horrible. No one's calling Josh Allen horrible. But yes, Josh Allen needs to win one of those games and get to a Super Bowl, or else the narrative is going to continue to be that he can't do that because he hasn't. And you bring up guys like Peyton Manning. Yes, Peyton had bad games as well. And as much as I've never liked the guy as a player, he won enough huge games that they overbalance the ones that didn't go as well. Sam's going to have to do that. It's not to say he can't do it, and no one is saying that. Certainly not me. But yeah, I think it's fair for that to be the narrative until it isn't anymore. He's got to change it.
I would agree with Brian. It is just kind of tired, though. Like you just hear it from everybody. Dig a little deeper, then go a little further. And certainly you have, Salk, and we get a chance to do that. But the tree toppers, where all you hear when they do talk about the Seahawks and Ryan Clark and the rest of them, it's just like but. It's all yeah buts. And the 29 wins over the last 2 years, whatever, and I'll say it. I don't know how clean he's going to be. If he scrambles, Salk, 2 or 3 times, and has a huge scramble on a final drive, and other stuff could be a fumble earlier, and it could be ugly. But if he has that drive in that moment, and he uses his legs, and he makes one throw, and he ends up, I don't know, 15 for 27 for $150 with a touchdown, a pick, a fumble. But if he makes that play, guess what I'm going to say? Give him his freaking due. Give him his due. He's got to the Super Bowl. Wow, he didn't have to carry him while the defense did his job. Blah, 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 blah. No.
And that's not real until, you want to get paid like somebody who has to carry you.
Yes, that's true.
That's when that will then come back up. But I'm right there with you. And he wins this game. I think it's going to end a lot of that narrative, but it's up to him to do that. And when he does it, cool. Then it's over. And that's what's great about sports. You get a chance to prove it. 866-979-3776. Let me try Brian in Portland. Good morning, Brian.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, I owe you an apology, Salk.
Thank you.
I was down here in Portland cussing you out the whole time.
Sure.
You wanted to get rid of DK. And get rid of Gino.
You were crying like that, baby.
Yeah, I know. She tipped over the cozy coop. So now she's back to watching this Rachel.
Yeah, she's unhappy.
Yeah, she's wild.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
But you were right, man. Look what we did. And I was sad when Pete left, but did they not score with Coach McDonald?
Yeah. So why were you so upset? Why were you so upset at the idea of trading?
Brian, why were you cussing Salk?
Seriously, why was that so upsetting to you?
You guys always want to trade our guys, right? And let's do the draft picks. Let's do, I just want to love my players and love my team sometimes.
But what if they're the wrong players?
And then it makes these fools, they hear you guys, right? And then they want to leave and go chase greener pastures. And then it just ends up like a turd burger for everybody involved if it doesn't pan out, right?
Does it, though?
It panned out
just
for
said
us,
it
man.
did pan out.
I am sorry, Mike Salk.
All right. Well, it sounds like you still don't quite understand it, but I appreciate your apology.
I understand
it's accepted.
Man. I understand it.
All right.
Hey, what is this stuff that I hear Brock talking about sobriety sometimes. What is that all about?
He does?
I've heard him on the radio giving people props about sobriety.
Brock, do you talk about sobriety?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever heard that. Let's move along. I don't even know what that is. Sobriety. Maybe it's a different Brock. I don't know. There's a lot sobriety. What? Well, here's something Brock talks about sometimes.
I kind of dug that, Ryan.
Here's
in Portland, though.
Something Brock will talk about. Here's Christian in California. Good morning.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, good morning, guys. I was so nervous last week. I'm in Niner territory, and I'm walking around my Seahawks gear. And let me tell you, just like a Christmas tree getting thrown out of the lawn, there's not a red and gold in sight. These fair weather fans, they take their stuff down, and it probably won't be back for a couple of years because I think they're done. So it is awesome. I'm out here. I look like a neon light, dude, just green and blue, shining, smiling. And I want to keep going for 3 more weeks. I'm nervous for Sunday. I think we can do it, man. And I'm just, it's so awesome. It's so awesome to be back here. I was so sad when Pete left, but man, we got this McDonald, and it's just like the greatest thing that has happened. This is just incredible. I'm jacked.
I like that sentiment. Thank you, Christian. And the last 2 callers, Brock, both bringing it up. They loved Pete. It was hard when Pete left. It's hard to know when it's the right time, and it was hard. Pete was such not just a part of the team, but a part of the community and a staple. It was hard to do that. But I think as you look at it now, it's almost inarguably it was the right thing to do.
So a week ago, We knew. We sat here on a Friday. We didn't play Thunderstruck. We didn't play some of our AC/DC that we used to play.
No.
But we could have, because we knew, I think, fairly confidently last week, the Seahawks were a better team.
Yep.
In some of those playoff games, Salk, after 13 and 14, I'm like, should we? And you're like, can't do it. Can't play it.
It's just not good enough.
It's just not good enough.
Right.
Okay, so as we sit here on this Friday, do you feel like the Seahawks are the better team in this matchup?
Yes. Definitively. I think they're the better team. I don't know whether that means they're going to win the matchup. Right? I feel like they are a better team on paper, and if the 4 teams left all had to play each other in a like pool round robin type of tournament, I think the Seahawks will come out on top. In fact, I think very clearly I think they're the best of the 4 teams. But I don't know, the matchup has been hard for them for whatever reason.
Like, here's what's interesting. So go through it. Their O-line or Seahawks O-line? If 30 other teams could pick their O-line or the Seahawks O-line.
You tell me.
Yeah, for one game, I bet you other folks would take the experience on their O-line.
Okay.
Right? Tight end group.
Probably
there are 4 tight ends. People would take their tight ends.
Yep.
Running backs.
Theirs.
Charbonnet down. Their 1-2 punch. With Charbonnet there, you'd take the Seahawks.
Maybe, but without him, probably take theirs.
For sure you would.
Yeah.
Quarterback, we know what the national folks would take.
Yep.
Receiver room.
Probably theirs with the 2 guys.
I mean, so go through it, and now.
But then I would take all 4 on the Seahawks. Defense.
That's right. D-line.
Yeah. Linebackers, edge, secondary.
Special teams.
Like I'm taking the Seahawks.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so it's close.
It is really close.
Yeah.
It is really close.
But I also think, go ahead.
Some of those matchups that they can create out of those groups are what we saw the last time these 2 teams played. Like there's some hard matchups in there, but it all comes down both sides. They would be saying the same thing. Chris Shula's saying the same thing in L.A. So George Sedano and his partner saying the same thing. Like get to Sam Darnold, get to him. And whammies can occur. They've occurred 6 times. You sacked him 4 times in the last game. Like, get to him. Just like we're going to say, get to Stafford.
Yeah.
Get to Stafford.
Yeah.
Get to Stafford. Mistakes can come. Get to Stafford. Good things can happen. Get to Stafford.
Let me point this out.
You win this game, bar none.
This comes from Kay Adams, Brock, who kind of looked at some of the numbers on just how historically good the Seahawks team is in general.
Wild numbers we're going to work up here as we're watching this. Number 1 ranked offense, number 3 ranked defense, only team in the entire league that ranks in the top 10 in passing, rushing, pass D, and run D. All 4. They're even top 3 in both kickoff and punt return averages, an advantage I believe they have over those Rams. I've tried to find a flaw, any flaw. I'm really good at finding flaws and things that are perfect. And I can't find it. Take a look at this. The Seahawks averaging over 29 points per game, allowing fewer than 17. They're the 7th team to do that since 1975, but the previous 6 all won the Super Bowl.
Let's go.
I mean, those are some pretty telling numbers. So, get after it this weekend. And you know what? If you have to piss off some of the national folks, fine. I'll play you one more piece of sound before we get back to the calls. This was unsportsmanlike right before we got on the air this morning, Brock, talking about how they would feel if the Seahawks and Broncos, the 2 teams you think will win this weekend, actually do that.
I can't think of anything less interesting than Broncos Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
America loves an
Jared
underdog.
Stidham
And you got 2 of them.
versus Sam Darnold. Snore.
Wow. Is there an NBA game on at that time that I could watch? Like if the Heat play at that time, I'm not like a one-screen guy. If you tell me that it's Denver and Seattle and the Heat are playing, I'm a 2-screen. First time in my life I would 2-screen the Super Bowl.
You would 2-screen the Super Bowl? Wow. And not for the Puppy Bowl even, but for like legit another game, Brock.
Oh, that's gross.
Doesn't that hurt? Doesn't that hurt a little bit? Man, I don't know. Now, maybe it's the Jared Stidham effect on that, but 866-979-3776. Let me do Alex and Ballard here. Good morning, Alex.
Morning. Loving all this credit John Schneider's finally getting. It's well overdue. But I wanted to address, on Tuesday, Mike, you asked a question, what changed? And I haven't answered that, and it's supported by a thought that I was curious about for years that I'm hoping that you guys can either validate or tell me I'm an idiot.
Sure.
But I think going into the 2022 draft, something about the dynamic between John and Pete changed, and I think John was fully unleashed going into that draft. One thing that I remember hearing about Pete when he was hired was, or a perk that he was bringing to the table was he was bringing a vast amount of knowledge and intel on recruits and draft prospects that he knew about as a coach at USC. And I kind of always wonder, I was like, all right, what's going to happen when that cycle kind of plays out? And you kind of see like 2010 through 2012, our drafts were unreal. And then 2013 through 2021, the drafts like were kind of falling off the table, kind of can like almost read the conflict between John and Pete through those years. And then 2022, something must have changed because John just started drafting dude after dude, early and late rounds. And then, you know,
what's nice, let me just jump in here. Thank you, Alex. What's nice about the last few years is it sort of ends some of those narratives of, John only had success because Pete knew the guys. John only had success because of, what was the guy's name? Peter McLuhan? What was the guy's name? The guy who was Scott McLuhan. Thank you. Like all those sort of excuses that were made, I think John's put all that to bed now.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. And the biggest thing that changed, and John would tell you this, in Ballard, he would say, really the only thing that's changed is now I get full operation of the coaches and coaching staff and just all of it.
But obviously there's a communication that is working right now, and that he seems to understand what Mike wants and what the coordinators want at those positions, and he's going out and just bringing in those guys. All right, we're done. Wow. Sorry for everybody who's still on hold. Sorry about that. Just too many calls today. How are we feeling? How's everybody feeling? I get a little nervous. I'm feeling a little nervous.
Tomorrow, Salk? You want to work on a Saturday? I kind of want to work tomorrow.
Sure. What do you want to do? You want to come to Bremerton with me? Watch hockey?
No, I'm going to be on the road from Eugene to Seattle tomorrow morning.
Are you going to come to the Iceplex with me on Sunday?
What a week. TBD.
Okay,
I got haircuts. I got meals.
Everyone wants to see your giant hands smashing against the glass. Cecily told everyone just how loud you are with your clapping.
Yes, very loud.
All right, Brock and I are going to be there together watching the game Sunday afternoon, and then we'll be in 6 a.m., ready to go. Talk to Mike McDonald, hopefully getting ready to make our plans to head to San Francisco. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy it. Hope it goes great. And we'll see you Monday morning at 6 a.m. Bump and Stacy next. And the hay.
In the black Air Force Ones, baby. In the bar.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
We are finally just about set.
One win away from the Super Bowl.
Touchdown, Seahawks! A perfect pass by Darnold.
Here's Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the NFC Championship game.
These guys, they take it very seriously.
Seahawks, Rams, Sunday at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 3:30.
They're really having a hard time hearing thanks to the 12s.
The road to the Super Bowl runs through Seattle and the home of the Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Does your yard need shade, privacy, or a little brightening up? Look no further than Big Trees. I'm Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. At our 30-acre location, there are thousands of trees to choose from and knowledgeable staff, including a board-certified master arborist, to help you find exactly what you're looking for. Visit the nursery and learn more about Big Trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Adrian here from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Winter might seem like an odd time to replace your windows, but now is when you get the best deals. Our Leak Armor installation team will keep your home warm and dry while installing beautiful, new energy-efficient windows. You'll feel the difference right away. Quieter rooms, lower energy bills, and a more comfortable home.
Right now, save $600 on windows and $1,500 on doors from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, enjoy 12 months same-as-cash financing. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find